Folks, it's Sunday night and we are back with another live stream. So I'm your host, Jeff, and tonight with me is a man that you know from our chat. He's a huge he's a huge fan of this channel. He's traveled all over the country to come hang out with us and meet us. He's a patron, and tonight he's calling in his Patreon card and he wants to join us here. So say hello to our friend Darth Tico.
Greetings, everyone.
So you may have heard Darth Tico before. I believe you were on the collector stream, correct?
I was, and I've been on the Star Wars EU discussions with you as well.
Okay, cool. Because it's weird. I don't remember the online stuff, but I remember meeting you and hanging out. So I guess that's the important stuff.
Yeah, Celebration was fucking awesome. Next year, man, Dion's getting blitzed.
Dion's probably blitzed right now.
Yeah, I remember on your live stream with Razor, he was just telling me how he's trying to finish. He was saying how he's trying to finish off his cooler. I was like, oh, Dion's in trouble.
Yeah, Dion's my favorite drinking buddy, but the best one is Nick because he gets white girl wasted so fast.
Yeah, I made Nick do a Irish car bomb with me because he wasn't around for the first one. So I was like, Nick, get your ass over here. We're drinking.
Yeah, that I know people are like, oh, you guys talked about Celebration before. That was the most fun 5 days you could possibly imagine. So I can't wait till next year to do it again.
Yeah, I'm only going to be out there for I only got 1 day ticket, but I'm pretty much just going out there to hang out with you guys because, I'm in Arizona again. So Anaheim's only like 5.5 hours from me.
It's like 24 hours from me, nonstop driving, but we're flying.
Oh, you guys are going to drive?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. I was like, you're crazy.
I don't have time. But the way where the channel goes and stuff, we don't have time to just I'm taking a day off to drive in each direction. No.
Yeah, I hear you. Because if I was still out in Nevada, it'd be 9-10 hour drive. So I'm glad I'm back in AZ where it's quick and easy. Get it done 5.5 hours. I'm already there, ready to go.
So now, folks, you see the title. No more female Thor. Tell that chick to get out the door. It was catchy. It made me laugh. And I was on my way out the door. So I thought, why not name the stream this? Because this week we're going to be covering all sorts of stuff with the MCU, some Comic-Con news. I got a really great Star Wars toy video up my sleeve for you guys. So just keep watching the channel. That's going to be out later this week. So I know our collector fans and the people that have watched the channel for a long time love those, and there hasn't been one in a few months. But our buddy, Salvador, who's in the chat right now, shout out to him. He's been helping me produce this video. So a little later on this week, you guys are going to get that. But we're here to talk about the MCU. And if we forget to cover some stuff, I have a video mostly made for tomorrow. You guys can check that out if you missed the stream. So let's just start talking about Phase 4 and Thor, Love and Thunder, which I think is a terrible, terrible film title. What do you think about it, Darth Tico?
Well, I actually was looking at the Facebook group before we started, and who was it? I can't remember who exactly posted it, but someone posted a talking about that, and it was called Thor 4, Love and Lesbians.
I find it weird though. Okay, so a couple months ago, we're all like, "Oh, Star Wars is ruined. This is ruined," but Marvel, it's still good. And the minute they kill off Iron Man and the heavy hitters, it instantly turns to that shit. And I'm just like, what purpose does this have?
Yeah, actually, there's only one. Well, maybe there's 2, 3 that I'm actually interested. Right, I'm actually excited for the Guardians 3 because those have been consistently good. I am excited for the Doctor Strange too, because that's one of my favorite MCU characters, Doctor Strange. So I'm excited that he's getting another movie. But a lot of people may not feel this way. But I'm actually excited for the new Blade. I hope they make it good.
Well,
because the guy that's playing him is a good actor. I like him.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to give all my answers out. People can watch tomorrow. But I will say, the what if. Did you see the whole announcement?
Yes.
Right, you saw everything.
Yeah, it's going to be the animated what if. I'm a big what if guy. They actually have a Hero Clicks line that came out of that, and it is so much fun to play with. The characters in it are awesome. You got Iron Man, who becomes Doctor Strange, and he becomes Dr. Stark. You can get the Green Goblin gets the Infinity Gauntlet. There's so many cool characters. It's pretty awesome.
Now I saw that, and I mean I've been reading comics my whole life. And the what ifs were always fun. You pick them up from a bin. What if Spider-Man was killed by Kraven the Hunter? Or what if, Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? Those kind of stories. I always loved them because they were different. And so
I thought they were fun.
I think this is an awesome concept in theory. I hope the execution is good. The weird thing is too, like, people are probably thinking, oh, you're railing on Phase 4 because of the women and the diversity. And I'm using quotations because it's very, very thinly veiled. I think that Phase 4 will probably be the least successful, not because of the politics, but because of two reasons. One, you don't have any heavy hitters. There's no Spider-Man, there's no Guardians, there's no big film release. Thor, you're thinking, well, yeah, Thor's going to be the heavy hitter. Not really, because we got Jane Foster. That's kind of off there, but they're kind of separating. They're going between movie studios and home streaming services. And I think if you make it too much of a chore to consistently follow a movie franchise, you're going to lose people because not everyone's going to sign up for the streaming service. But some people will go see movies. So I think they're in a weird place. Plus, PG-13 Blade, I'm not sold. But overall, I just felt underwhelmed. I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed per se. I like the idea of the Falcon and Bucky as a show. But overall, man, I just was like, this is what you got? Like, I'm more excited for Aquaman 2, Wonder Woman 1984, Joker, possibly this Batman trilogy. Like, I can't believe I'm saying that. Me.
Yeah, I actually didn't know the new Blade was going to be PG-13. So actually, I revoke what I just said about the Blade. Because I like it with Wesley Snipes and its art because you get the craziness of all the fighting and him just fucking destroying vampires and stuff. But if it's gonna be PG-13, I mean, they still haven't got Samuel L. Jackson to say motherfucker yet, so I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, I mean, to your comment about the new Blade actor, I think our friend Salvador actually sent me a message. Let's see. He says, yeah, okay. So I was going to bring this up. So first off, he's an Oscar winner multiple times. He actually has a pretty impressive resume. So he looks close enough to what... I mean, Blade, I want it to be Wesley Snipes. I really do. And people say, well, what about timeline consistency? So, like, J.K. Simmons is still J. Jonah Jameson. Like, that argument's invalid now. We don't live in that world anymore. But he is the same actor who was in Luke Cage. He played Cottonmouth. So, yeah. And another thing, too, the woman from Civil War that convinces Iron Man to start the Sokovia Accords is the same woman from Luke Cage as well. So they keep doing these double dips, Luke Cage actors in other movies. And they're slowly ripping apart continuity. It's like, we brought you the MCU because it was this experiment where we had crossovers and, multi-film franchises. And now it's like Spider-Man Homecoming was the first one where we ruined the timeline. It's like 8 years later, but it really should only be 6 or whatever. And then we got this and multiple actors. And I'm worried that they're going to tear apart what makes it great, and then the media is going to build them up for something else, and then people are just going to get burned out on it. Like, it feels over, but I'd love it to go on forever. I do enjoy going to the movies.
So I was actually wondering about that. So since they're, Marvel had their the 4 TV shows on Netflix and stuff, and they've canceled them all except for, unfortunately, Jessica Jones, which just got a 3rd season, but I don't watch that shit. So are they saying that now that those shows don't actually exist in the Marvel universe because they're bringing in, like Cottonmouth's going to be Blade now, and like you said, the lady who convinces Tony to start the Sokovia Accords and stuff, she's in it as well. So it's like, well, how does that play into the continuity and stuff? Is it just gonna those shows not matter anymore? So I'm still kind of confused on that because I know that with the announcements at Comic-Con, they're giving us a bunch of new shows for the Disney Plus streaming service, like what is it, Vision, Wanda, a Loki show, like what is it, the Falcon and Winter Soldier and stuff Hawkeye. Like that. Yeah, and Hawkeye's getting a TV show.
Yeah, and it's going to introduce Kate Bishop. That's exciting. It's weird how they want to push the Lego
X-Men
characters. You're like, we gotta pass the torch. It's like, do we have to pass the torch? I'm not tired of these characters. Like, I wasn't tired of Iron Man. I wasn't tired of Captain America.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and if it doesn't make you, if it makes anybody feel any better about Phase 4, at least we all know Captain Marvel is not getting another movie, as of we know right now.
Yeah, we at least bought ourselves 3 years of Captain Marvel. She's off on another world. Our friend Admiral Tiberius sent in a super chat that says, I was excited that Doctor Strange 2 could be a horror style film with Scarlet Witch tossed in. I would definitely watch that. Yeah, I'm not boycotting this, like, anything. I'm not even that mad. I'm more disappointed with Thor in the fact that, like, I don't think it's going to be that big of a hit because, I like the concept, Admiral Tiberius, of the horror Doctor Strange film. But Doctor Strange, and this is just from my research in the video, is ranked number 17 of 23 in terms of, like, box office gross domestically. Now, that doesn't look at box office doesn't dictate quality of film. Look at The Last Jedi made all that money. It's dog shit. But all I'm saying is, I just don't think Marvel's going to be as popular moving forward. I don't know if the decisions they've made were the right decisions, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can agree to that. I mean, I actually really like Doctor Strange. Like I said, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters. If anybody's ever watched the animated movie they made of him, it's actually pretty damn good.
From
It's
about 10
actually
years ago, right?
yeah, it's on Netflix right now. Actually, it's really well done. I enjoy the hell out of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for them to do a horror style theme because if you look at like the monsters he fights and stuff with the mystic arts, they're basically like demons and stuff, like Dormammu and all that stuff like that. But I would actually be willing to watch a Thor kind of horror themed movie. That actually sounds like it would be fun, something different than what we haven't, something new to what we've gotten previously.
Yeah, so I'm going to show my cards with the video, but like I firmly believe that the MCU is going one way, and then Guardians came out and they made all the money on the merchandise and all this stuff, and I like Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them, but there's definitely a distinct switch in humor post Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't know if that's always been in service of the story. Like a lot of the Spider-Man Homecoming complaints I have were just like for a joke or a one-off, and they work that one time you see the movie, but the more you watch these movies, the less impact they have, and I stand by movies like Winter Soldier as being some of the stronger ones because they have moments, but they're very narrative driven and the characters grow. And that's what Marvel's always been about. Great characterization. It's weird that they choose to jump into the future and adapt modern Marvel, which has historically low sales. People are just, fighting online over the stuff. Like they're not making any good creative choices. It bothers me.
Yeah, I can agree to that. I mean, but like it is with every phase of Marvel, you got to just wait and see what happens. But with the announcement of Natalie Portman, or she's gonna be the female Thor, it just feels like they're gonna go fully into the SJW comics that they've been making, and it's gonna kill them.
And the weird thing is, it's like no one talks about like, oh, we're gonna do this unique story thing, or we're gonna introduce because we know Doctor Strange has Scarlet Witch. So instead of like talking about how they're going to make her a more prominent, more powerful character in this universe, it's yay, Valkyrie's bisexual now. It's like, is that really important? Like really, really important. Like that's fine. If it's the character, it's the character. Adapt it. But like, shouldn't we be focused on like what these movies are going to give us to see? Because like, you can make a million art movies with nudity in it, but like 5 people go to see those films. So people go for the story, and a lot of these movies just rely on that or the spectacle. And Marvel's in a place where what can you show us that we've never seen?
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's I feel like it's such a big grossing film company, or the MCU is so big now that they don't have to really follow the comics, and now they can go towards following their new stuff, which no one buys and they get canceled all the time. But I will say that if the female Thor does good, they're gonna possibly start introducing the X-Men. I heard they're gonna introduce them in Black Panther 2, with like Storm and everything, because she's from Wakanda in the comics. But if these movies make money, what makes people think that Wolverine won't be the female Wolverine? You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or changing characters to their female, like they introduce Riri as the new Iron Girl or whatever. So it's
Ironheart.
like, yeah, exactly. So it's like really they're like kind of throwing their cards on the table, and a lot of all the soy people are gonna love it, but I don't think the normal consumers, besides us who we can read this bullshit, but I don't think the normal consumers are gonna like this either. Like I think they're gonna smell through it really, really quick.
Oh, they will. I think what would be smart, like you brought up X-Men, and I know it's kind of a cheap ploy, but I'd buy into it, is like really play up on that like 90s cartoon nostalgia and just make them like, instead of doing the teenage thing and the mutants, I mean, they have to be mutants for the X-Men. But instead of doing that, make them adults, adapt that, and you could really keep a lot of goodwill with the audience. Like I don't want Lady Jane Thor. Where's Lady Sif? She was a great character. I liked her. I bought into that. They actually had an interesting dynamic between Thor, Sif and Jane Foster in Thor: The Dark World, because when he brought her to Asgard and he was all over her, but you can see how Sif was hurt. Like, that was interesting to me. I thought that was like an interesting character development. And
Yeah, I agree.
and
I
like
agree
when we got to Endgame, when Thor met his mom again, I thought that was a really good storytelling moment. And then it's like killed with humor. Like, could we just get a Marvel flick that it doesn't have to be boring? Like, serious doesn't equal boring, but like have stakes, have, you know, some a grandiose nature about it. I don't know. I just feel like everything else, pop culture wise, at least,
Yeah.
it just becomes too disposable. And I'm, you know, as a fan of this shit, I kind of hate to watch it be trivialized and ruined. Like, you know, treat it with some respect. I have, you have, we all
Yes.
do. Like, why can't the people that make it treat it like that so we can elevate it?
Yeah, I could agree to that. I mean, that's the thing with this one. It's kind of like, well, do they keep the same course? But we all know they ain't going to keep the same course. But it's just like, are they going to have to do, they're going to throw it out there and do the same thing they did with Star Wars: The Last Jedi, you know, call out their fans and say horrible things about them? Or, you know, like they've been listening to their fans for a while. Good. You know, at least they do. But are they going to throw the fans under the bus, or are they going to eventually, when they don't make money on these, try to do damage control, change everything back? But by that point, like we've seen with everything else, it's going to be too late because no one's going to want to deal with it anymore, and it's going to kill another movie franchise and something that's really big into, you know, the pop culture that we have today.
I think I don't know. I don't know how to phrase this right.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It's just kind of like it's still early on because we just got the announcement, but already we can smell the bullshit. But it's just like, well, is it really going to be as bad as we think it is, or is it going to be like slowly sprinkled in like they did with Endgame and stuff like that over the, you know, the next couple of years, or are they just going to go full blown like, here it is, like it? If you don't, you're a sexist.
I just wonder why that's what you lead off with when you announce a movie. Because I don't care what Disney or Kevin Feige or any of these people in power want to say. They know what like there are people whose job it is to listen to what the audience says online. You know they exist. You know, when I went to Celebration and the dude from Hasbro knew who I was like, okay.
Oh, did he actually know who you were? Because you were saying you talked to the right?
Not him. There was another guy from Hasbro right before that. He was just like in a shirt, and I was out.
Okay.
So remember how the Hasbro booth was like a U-shaped, and you could look from the outside in at the vintage figures, but then once you went in, there was way more shit. On the outside, a guy in a black shirt recognized me, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." So it was kind of bizarre.
They watch your videos.
Yeah, I'm making them look.
They
bad.
watch.
Like,
they watch the Leaning Tower of Tico's get kicked over, and they're like, "Oh shit! Damage control! Damage control!"
Take her out of the next movie. No, we're doubling down. I'm going to double the Tico figure.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be upset. I'm with Ethan. If they kill off Rose Tico in the next movie, I'm going to have to change my fucking username, or I'll just keep it in memorandum. So,
in memory of Rose Tico, we hardly knew you.
Yeah, we hardly knew you, and you fucked everything up a lot.
It was enough. Oh, we had a super chat from Darth Vader's disembodied charge fallacy. Says Padme was worthy of the hammer once before. And then
that guy is the best, man. I gotta get Twitter just so I can see the stuff he posts, because that guy cracks me up every time you guys read his super chats. That guy's funny as hell.
I'm a fan. When I was hanging out over the 4th of July and we had a cookout, I sent him a picture of a burnt hot dog on Twitter from the official channel. I was just like, you know, he's doing a good job when in like my normal everyday life, I'm still thinking about like shit people say to us on the internet.
Oh yeah, like so I don't have Twitter. I just have the Facebook group and stuff. But I watch the stuff that people post on the Facebook group and stuff, and man, they get me laughing so much. Like some of the stuff they post is so damn funny. Like the new Area 51 memes have been pretty damn good.
I look at those every day and I do laugh, but I'm just like, who in the right mind would actually do this? If, you know, I know it's a joke, but imagine if people did do it.
People are taking it serious, Jeff. There's a hotel like 29 miles from Area 51. It's sold out. It's booked solid. And there's a camping ground the lady owns this inn. It's called the Alien.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like 15 acres of campground, and already 60 people have bought plots on the campground. So people are taking it serious, which is just like, dude, what? I just want to go and sit up on a high point with a fold-out chair and a case of beer and just watch the idiots run.
That's what I'd love to do. I'd like to live stream it like a. You ever watch Monty Python's Flying Circus?
Of course.
Remember
Love
how
Monty
John
Python.
Cleese would commentate over random stuff, like
Yes.
really bizarre stuff? I would just love to do that myself. Just sit up there in a shirt and jacket and just say random shit as I commentate over
Yeah.
people.
You
Running
gotta
through.
dress up. You gotta dress up like the international interviewer and just have you, Dion, Nick, and Kendall all dressed out and just totally crossing over each other, just talking about the same shit.
Oh, we should make that. The funny thing is, I could make that happen if I really wanted to. I should just. Be
You
like,
should.
I need you
You
to
should,
get these days
because
off,
I
and we're
would
gonna
go see
go
that.
record it.
That would be great. Because you're just like, what the hell is going on? And it's just like, we're sitting here in front of Area 51, and then Dion comes by, watching the idiots run towards the fence.
That's what you get.
Yeah, right. My favorite meme from that is the one with Charlie from Always Sunny, where he's got all the strings and everything. He's all conspiracy theory versioned out, and he's just like,
yep.
when you find out Area 51's the one who started the petition to storm it, so he could try out a new test weapon. He's all like freaking out in it.
I love that episode, Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah,
Pepe Sylvia.
goddamn, I love that show. I've been watching it. My favorite one is when Danny DeVito is the trash man. I fucking love the trash man.
Oh,
so
the
much.
wrestling episode.
Yeah, that was the best.
Oh shit, Cricket, did I get you? And he's bleeding out.
I started eating garbage, and then I bashed the guy on the head.
So when I first found that show, it was 2010. So
okay.
my buddy at the time gave me a file or a folder, and it had every season up till the newest season. So I watched like the first 5 seasons all in one sitting. Well, not all in one sitting, but like over the course of like 2 or 3 days. And I fell in love with that show instantly. And the wrestling episode, that is probably top 5 for me. That Sweet D's dating a retarded person's a great episode.
That one is so fucking funny. I just watched that one the other day. That one is so damn funny.
The only thing that sucks is I feel like they kind of lost their edge. Did you watch the new season?
I haven't gotten into the new season yet. I'm still I basically started as season 1 again. I'm going all the way through. But I watched bits and pieces of them when I had cable and stuff. So I haven't seen all the episodes. So there's still stuff I haven't seen. Like I just saw the one where they solved the gas crisis.
Oh, that's a great one.
Dude, and Charlie's siphoning the gas out of the fucking tank of the car, and he's already drinking like, I don't know, like a liter of it. It's just like cars only.
I like he's like, we're gonna hit you right where it hurts. In your dick. No, his wallet. His wallet.
His wallet. Yeah, and when they're taking off their shirts in the bank, and he's like, okay, which one of us are you taking at the back? And she's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I like how they're like, go get your boss. My boss is a woman. Oh, okay. Well, go get her.
Yeah. What are those on the poster? Oh, those are sexy women to sell it.
I wish more. Well, I don't wish more shows were like it. I just wish more shows were funny. There's a lot of forced humor on TV, and I'm just like, meh.
Did you see the new one that the guy who plays Rob is doing? He's doing it for Apple TV. He announced it at E3, and basically he's gonna be a what is it? He's a game development director,
and
he's like cocky as shit, like game developers are. And it looks kind of stupid, but it looks kind of funny at the same time. But it's only for Apple TV, which sucks. It's like I don't want to pay for Apple TV. I don't even have an iPhone. I don't want to pay for Apple.
No, I see. That's another point I bring up in the video. Like, so we're at this point where there's just too many streaming services, where it's like I'm not going to pay $10 a month just to watch one show, because I have 5 or 6 streaming services as it is, and I don't watch anything. Like Netflix, I never even turn it on anymore. I should cancel it, but I don't. So I don't know where I'm just getting to a point where it's like there's no reason. Like with the Disney shows, I love the theory of a Bucky and Falcon show, but just the delivery system is what's going to prevent me from watching it. Yeah, based on principle, because I don't want to support Disney Plus, but 2, it's just too much, man. Like too much.
Yeah, because you guys were talking about that on Thursday, and I actually thought that was a great point. I think with all the streaming services that are going to come out, it's just going to be to the point where people are just not going to get into any of them because it's like, well, who should you give your money to? Like, if there's like a certain show you want to watch, you just watch that real quick. Then you cancel your subscription, you go subscribe to another one, watch the other season of your other show. But there's no fucking way people are spending $10 a month for what? By then, when Disney Plus comes out, it's going to be like what, 10 to 15 streaming services? Like, there's no way.
No, and then these other companies, the worst ones are like the Warner Brothers, where it's like, well, we own the rights to Friends, so we're going to make so much money for having an exclusive service for Friends. It's like, look, Friends is on there, and people watch it because it's already on there. Like, I watch Hulu because King of the Hill's on there.
Same. I love King of the Hill.
It's one of my favorite shows of all time. If all of a sudden they're like, well, we're going to have a Fox animation streaming service, and it's the only way you can watch it, it's like, well, I'm not watching King of the Hill anymore. You know, piracy is going to spike.
Just keep it on Hulu. Like, honestly, Hulu has got some of the better shit. Like, they got Always Sunny. You know, they throw a lot of like the anime I like. You know, like Attack on Titan, Naruto, and shit. You know, we got King of the Hill. There's Family Guy, all sorts of good stuff. And sometimes they actually have pretty decent movies. Like, they got Independence Day on there. I watched that the other day.
I watched that last night.
Wait, did you watch the new one or the original with Will
Smith?
The
original, because when you type in the movie on Facebook, it just says like Independence Day, 1 million people like this. I'm like, well, clearly it's the original. And then I hit it and it goes Independence Day Resurgence. I'm like, well, I already added it, so I can't say anything. But
right. Those 1 million likes are liars.
Yeah, I hate, they always do that. Whatever the newest version of the movie is, they change it on Facebook.
Yep. Well, I'm just waiting for Captain Marvel to hit Netflix, so it can't. That's another thing I don't want to watch.
You know what the funny thing is? Even if you take out all the shit Brie Larson said and all the way the media treated people, it was still a boring movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I refuse to see it. Because it's like, I listened to your guys' review, and like you said, you're like, you don't need to see it to see Endgame. I was like, cool. Then I don't need to see it at all.
No. See, that's another problem, though, I do have with the entire Phase 4. Since the first Iron Man, we were always building up towards something. So at the end of the credits, it was Nick Fury. I'm going to assemble the Avengers. And you're like, oh my God. So you get to 2012 and they assemble the Avengers and it was amazing. And then it's over and then Thanos appears. You're like, oh shit, what's next? So then they spend all these years building up to Thanos from 2012 to 2017. Well, I think technically he's in Guardians, but you know what I mean? As the villain. Yeah. So you build up for 5 years to that. And like, I shit you not. Like when I watched Black Panther, my favorite part was when it was like, oh, there's the White Wolf. Get me to the next movie. Like, I was so excited for what became Infinity War. I saw every movie because I knew this was like the big payoff. With this and the restructuring, it's like, what is the big payoff? I know it's like, well, there could be Galactus or the X-Men. Like, I love the X-Men. The X-Men aren't the payoff. Like, it's not going to be like Magneto versus the entire MCU. It's going to be another thing too. I don't think the MCU has the nerve to adapt Magneto properly and, you know, use the Holocaust allegory and all this other stuff. I think they're going to be so offended or so afraid of the people that actually have the least power, these internet journalists, that they're going to change the X-Men into something that it's going to look like the X-Men, but it's not going to feel like that. And Marvel has not had that problem up until hopefully never, but now it's starting to get like that.
Yeah, I can agree to that because, I mean, you know that for damn sure they ain't going to do the Magneto going into the Holocaust and stuff like that. You know for sure they ain't going to do that. I mean, they fucking just took out that scene of Toy Story 2 where the prospector is with the 2 Barbie dolls.
Yep.
Like, if you can't even have that shit, and that's adult humor, like, it was okay back then. It was okay for fucking years. And then all of a sudden it's just like, no, we can't do that. It's just like, make up your mind. Like, do you want people to like have a good laugh and they get it, they know it's bad, but they get the joke? Or are you too afraid to even make a fucking joke?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand sensibilities change over time. Like, we can go back and look at some old stuff and you go, ooh, that's in really bad taste. But to go back just like 20 years ago, and I think that strengthens Magneto's character, you know, the trials that he went through, why he hates humanity. And then another thing that's great about Magneto is he really the bad guy? Or is he just, does he have the same ideals as Charles? Oh, sorry, does he have the same goals as Charles, just different ways of achieving them? Like, that's the interesting dynamic of the character. The MCU has does have great villains. It has a lot of weak ones too. Um, Sadly, the weak outweigh the good. I mean, Thanos was great. Loki was really good, and Loki was conflicted. That's what I liked about him. But you also had a lot of forgettable people like Obadiah Stane.
And I thought Obadiah, like Jeff Bridges playing Obadiah, was awesome, and he was kind of lackluster. Like after the first Iron Man movie, you're kind of just like, okay, well that's that. Like, he
Yeah,
doesn't really sit with all the other. Well, I mean, I don't want to say the MCU has the greatest villains because they're kind of mediocre most of the time.
yeah. I mean, no. So no other superhero franchise has 23 films. I mean, that's not even a fair comparison to other ones. But at least like in the Batman movies, they all had their own identities. If you liked them or you didn't like them, but they were all unique. I mean, Zemo was cool because he got the Avengers to break apart with, him being smart. Like that was cool. I liked him. But like Ronan the Accuser from Guardians was very, very lame and forgettable. Marvel,
the Mandarin was garbage.
We got a new Mandarin coming out, the real Mandarin.
Are they actually going to give him his power rings this time?
Yeah, because the Shang-Chi movie, it's called Shang-Chi and the Power of 10 Rings or whatever.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm cool with that. If they can actually get it right.
Well, the thing is for me, like, I like the concept of Shang-Chi. I like, we all love martial arts films. And, it comes out early February, or no, sorry, was it early March of 2021? So if you notice, Black Panther and Captain Marvel, there are these like first movies where it's like first black superhero in Marvel, first female superhero in Marvel, blah, blah, blah. And you get these pundits that come on and they try to act like it's this and it's that, and they make up stories. But it's like, we live in a world where like martial arts flicks with Asian leads are just normal, like part of everyday life. So it's like, Bruce Lee did it first, and then Donnie Yen and Jet Li and all these other people out there. So I'm interested more so than that movie, how they're going to try to spin it, because you got to love the narratives around all these movies. The Captain Marvel buildup was 20 times more interesting than the fucking movie, because, we lived it. We were going through it, doing the videos, hearing all the stuff, social media, and then you go see the movie and you go, huh, this is boring. And then they try to build it up more, and it was, the Brie Larson was the most interesting person this year to watch, because she just destroys everything she touches. And
I mean, she basically destroyed her own career. She touched that and she destroyed herself with that new I can't even pronounce it, but that new Indian film that's coming out. She just, this chick literally digs a hole, throws a grenade or a landmine in there, buries it, turns around, digs another hole, throws a landmine in it, and then turns around and steps on her own damn landmine.
Was it Basmati Blues or whatever?
Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
Let's see. Our friend Harrison Ford sent a super chat that says, "Tell Kendo to stop trying to sell me his restraining order on eBay."
Harrison's back, I see, eh?
Let's see. Admiral Tiberius says something about Lady Sif. Hold on, it moved for a second. He says, Sif was thrown away for political correctness. Is it because she was white? Is that what you're saying, Admiral Tiberius? Because
I thought she had issues with her contract because she was working on another movie at the time.
Yeah, it's that TV show, the tattoo one. Because I know it was popular, but I think she was that important that they should have tried to work around it or get her in there somehow, because you were building to something. I mean, I guess they killed the Warriors 3, right? Hela killed them all.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Well, Hela killed all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it was I don't hate Thor Ragnarok, but I have no desire to ever watch it again. They took out a lot of interesting characters and a lot of the identity that made Thor uniquely Thor. It was cool to see Ragnarok go to what's his name? Jeff Goldblum's planet and all that, and it was interesting to watch. But then Asgard gets destroyed, and it's like, I don't know. I don't want status quo, but I kind of would like Thor on more adventures, because now he's kind of like, he's tied to other characters, and they took away the Thor uniqueness.
So I'm just wondering, since Natalie Portman's going to take over as Thor in these movies, what's going to happen to Thor? In the MCU with Chris Hemsworth. Oh, excuse me. But also, it's like, what point does this movie take place? Because Mjolnir is destroyed. Hela fucking shattered it into a bunch of pieces. Like, is this before Ragnarok? Is this after Ragnarok? It's just like, I feel like Marvel's kind of gonna shoot themselves in the foot because it feels like maybe they're not gonna be consistent with their continuity.
Oh, they're
Plot
definitely not
holes.
going to be consistent. If you listen to the stuff they're talking about, this movie takes place before this, and that movie takes place before that. And I think Marvel misunderestimates their audience. I think look at Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time now. That's fine. That's established. But if they think it made all that money because of the story of the film, it's basically the payoff for 11 years of buildup, and then this is people going back to see the end and watch their characters and heroes go away. But the way they presented time travel was so convoluted. And if they're going to try to continue that, we can now do whatever we want because we've introduced this, you're going to create a lot of problems. And like I said earlier, you take away the thing that made it the thing, the long form story, the big crossover.
Hmm.
You're right, though. Does this movie take place in 2013 when Dark World takes place because she's on Asgard? Is it like a retcon? Are we going to see Captain America deliver it back? I mean, there's just so many questions, and they're not the kind of questions that I'm like dying to have answered. It's just like, oh, she's worthy in 2015, or the hammer's just randomly back, just like dumb shit like that.
Yeah, I agree with that because it just feel like Marvel's kind of just at the point where they're like, we have such a following that we can start integrating the diversity, because we all need diversity in our lives. And it's just gonna like look at Captain Marvel. Like I haven't seen it, but listening to your guys' review, they just retconned a bunch of shit. It's just like, don't retcon your stuff that people know, because if you keep retconning your stuff, no one's gonna give a shit anymore.
Yeah, like Nick Fury's eye. They retconned that for a joke.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like he got his eye scratched out by a cat. Like, come the fuck on, really, really.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, yes, it's dumb for the character, but secondly, they show him as an old bald guy with both eyes in Winter Soldier. Like, it just doesn't work timeline wise. But that's the mentality of Kevin Feige and Marvel. It's like, it's funny. Let's just go with it. They'll eat it up.
Exactly. And can we all agree that the Winter Soldier is probably the best work that the MCU has done?
It's
I
up
fucking
there
love
for
that
me.
movie. Man, that movie is top 3 for me.
Same. It's probably Infinity War, then that.
Mine is actually it's actually my second as well. So mine is Infinity War as well, and then Winter Soldier, and then honestly, I actually like Guardians 1 a lot. That's actually in my top 3 because I think the humor in it's pretty good. I like that they're kind of just like, they're a bunch of ragtag kind of idiots who just have to work together, and they basically all hate each other and want to kill each other. I actually kind of like the concept they did.
And the execution, the thing is, they sold me on characters that I had no interest in. Like, pardon me. Okay, I'll never forget. So at AMC, they gave out these free pins for Guardians, and I got Rocket Raccoon, and I was like, I had these preconceived notions about the character. I walked out of the theater, I'm like, I'm glad I got the Rocket Raccoon pin. He was damn awesome. So
Yeah, Rocket Raccoon is one of my favorite characters. I like that he's a sarcastic asshole.
and he has depth when he talks about how they tore him apart and built him back up and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That, I mean, is it so much to ask from Marvel and these other studios to just give us characters with depth? That's really what we all ask for. Like, here's the way the audience works. It's like, you give us a lame character, we respond with, we didn't like this, this, and that. Hollywood's response is, you're sexist or whatever. It's like with Ray, that whole argument. It's like, there's no backstory. Oh, you'll find out next time.
I'm so sick of that shit.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm so sick of that shit. Like I can't stand that anymore. Like it almost makes me not want to go see movies because it's just like, look at the new Charlie's Angel. I went and saw Spider-Man Far From Home,
Mhm.
and the new Charlie's Angels trailer played, and literally my eyes rolled to the back of my head as I fucking passed out. I was just like, I can't take this shit no more.
I have seen the trailer for the show. Okay, I saw Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. God, that was 16 years ago with Terminator 3, and I hated it. And I didn't like Terminator either. So Charlie's Angels is never going to be my, a movie that I was interested in. But like the trend we have right now with selling you on an entire franchise, it's like putting the cart before the horse. And sometimes it never pays off. Like, I know this is an odd example, but like Fan Four Stick, they were trying to build certain things that never came about. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh, we're building the Sinister Six and we're showing this. You didn't even finish your fucking movie that I watched. You gave me a very incomplete, broken movie, and it's gone. And
If it makes you feel any better, Jeff, I did not see any of the Amazing Spider-Mans because I do not like Andrew Garfield as an actor. So I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna see these. And when oh shit, what the fuck is his name? I'm drawing a blank right now. I can't even remember his freaking name.
who'd he play?
He played Electro.
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Thank you, Jamie Foxx. Like I was just like, oh my god, like you got Jamie Foxx in this, like which is awesome because Jamie Foxx is a huge name. He'll sell tickets. People will want to go see him act. But I'm just like, man, no, I can't. I can't even sit through it.
Well,
I,
to me,
I can't
Jamie
do it.
Foxx forgot how to act in that movie. Because I respect Jamie Foxx. I think he's a good actor. Some of his songs are cool, but whatever they did or script wasn't there. Whatever that movie was, it was bad. And that was
It was.
I have skipped 2 Spider-Man films in theaters. That and Into the Spider-Verse. Now I know I need to watch.
You skipped the Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh my god.
If I have a stance on something, this is before the podcast ever existed. But if I'm like, I refuse to watch this on principle, I won't. And I did not see Amazing Spider-Man 2 until I either saw a bootleg from a friend or I saw it on cable years later. Probably the bootleg, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably cable or bootleg. They're just like, we just need someone to see this fucking movie because it's so terrible.
I mean, I will say the costume's fine from that film, but I don't know. I'm glad we're through the Andrew Garfield era.
Yeah, me too. And even though I didn't see it, I'm just like, I just don't like that guy as an actor. It's just he doesn't sell it for me. And when I saw the trailers, it looked just more like just, like they were trying to hit on the Marvel kind of joke, and kind of take away the emotion and the intensity of the Spider-Man character. Because, like, I mean, Tobey Maguire kicked ass in the first 2 Spider-Mans. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 to me is the best Spider-Man film ever.
Oh, you're not gonna hear me argue that Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film.
Oh no!
When we had our drunk Spider-Man commentary the other night, by the way, the listeners, so we play a drinking game where it's like whatever you send in on a super chat, we'll drink that long. Dude, I haven't been that drunk all year. I had a phone call to make after the stream. It was so difficult. Like I gotta edit and upload after hours still. I think I fell asleep in the middle of it. Like they kept sending in the shit, and Kendo called me the next day. He's like, "That was not fun." And I think I rested till like 1. I'm like, "Dude, I know." And then he's like, "We should do it again." So we have another one planned. We might do it. Well, I'm not going to announce the film yet. We'll announce it this Thursday night because we actually have a date planned. It's early August.
It's not something terrible.
Oh, it's something terrible.
Oh God, who requested it?
Oh no, this is Nick's idea.
Oh, okay. I wasn't like, it wasn't a Patreon request like you guys had to do with Mother, was it? It wasn't the next one that guy was gonna announce, like just another
Swinging Cod.
Yeah, Swinging Cod, where he's just like, watch Mother. I'm just like, oh, I haven't even seen that, and I don't want to see it because it looks so bad.
Don't ever watch Mother. I can get.
That's okay. I don't plan to.
But no. So we usually record Patreon ones like on Skype, and we'll do our drunk ones on air. So everyone can play the game. But like, I put it like this. There was a point where I was so like, I can't keep drinking. Somehow I turned on my PlayStation and turned on the Spider-Man game for a minute. So like mid-movie, I'm like out of it. I'm playing this game, trying to talk, trying to drink. I was a mess. So if you can find the link on social media, folks, listen to it. It's fun.
Yeah, I knew you guys were streaming it. I was at work, and then I got off of work, and I think that was the day before my birthday. It was on Friday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so the day before my birthday, I went out and drank myself, and I was pretty, I felt like shit afterwards because I made the mistake of getting a Whataburger chocolate milkshake. Folks in the chat, if you drink beer and get a Whataburger milkshake, get ready to feel like a pile of shit. It's going to hit you.
My food that I cannot mix with alcohol is like chicken strips or anything fried. Because
dude, that's like big out here. Like you go to a place out here and you just get some fried food. Makes me feel like $1 million.
I'll never forget. I went to the Ohio State Fair. It was the first time I ever hung out with Joel for a long period of time. And I like deep fried Oreos, this, that, and the other. And I went home and I was like, Mom, I don't know what's wrong with me. She's like, you ate too much fried food and sugar. So she gave me like water and fruit. And then I felt better. I was like, I can never do that again. This is before I started drinking. So I could only imagine. I probably would have died in 2009. So thanks, Mom. You saved my life.
Yeah, right. She's like, "Why are you eating them deep fried Oreos and Twinkies and moon pies and stuff?"
Because it's the Ohio State Fair, and that's what when in Rome.
Yeah, right. Run in Rome. Yeah, they have that out at the Pima County State Fair, which is in Tucson and stuff. But every fried place has like it's Indian fried bread, uh, deep fried Twinkies and all that stuff. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'll die. Like, I'll get on a ride and have a fucking heart attack.
I want to get drunk and try shawarma just because. Never had it.
Uh, I've never had shawarma myself, so maybe we'll do that in California. We'll go get drunk and go to a shawarma place.
I'm down. Somebody's got to dress as Iron Man, though. Yeah,
I'm
you got a
game.
beard. You can be Tony Stark for the day.
I don't have a beard anymore.
Okay.
Well, I had to do it for job interviews and stuff. I got two places fighting for me right now, but it's coming back. If they tell me I can have a beard, oh, it'll be back by the time I get to Celebration.
Boom. I've just been lazy and I haven't shaved, so it looks like I have a beard. Like I was on that stream with Jesse Milestone, so he was like, "Hey, you're growing a beard, man. It looks cool." I told him thanks, but I'm like, I just haven't shaved because I work from home. Like nobody
Like
sees me.
that's the thing for me. Like I don't mind having a beard, so like if I have to shave it for an interview, I'll shave it, and then it's just like I forget to shave it again, and I'll like try to go to work or something. If like one of these, at one of these places, and they're like, "Hey, you forgot to shave," I'm like, "Oh shit, sorry." I'm just used to having like a fucking like big 3-inch beard and stuff. I can't help it.
Let's see. I got some super chats we got to catch up on. First off, Jimmy in Tennessee says, "Did they not learn from Dick's Sporting Goods? When you anger your customer base to appease a small group that doesn't buy your product, it doesn't end well. Go woke, go broke."
Yeah, and you would think a company called Dick's Sporting Goods wouldn't care about that.
It'd be funny if they changed their name to Richard Sporting Goods, is not to offend anyone.
Or I don't know what's vagina sporting goods.
We could come up with a lot of names that I won't say on YouTube for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No,
Don't want to get this demonetized unless it already is. Then fuck it.
Well, the thing is with Jimmy in Tennessee's message, I agree. I just don't know why we live in an era where to antagonize your fan base, your customer base, is to be trendy.
Because it's trending. That's literally the only reason. Because other companies get away from it, and these companies still make fucking billions of dollars. And so they're like, well, if they can do it and they're still making money, why can't we do it and make money? That's literally all it is.
Well, I mean, I'm technically a business. I look at it like this. I get, I work for you guys, provide product, do what, I'm not going to all of a sudden just try to become antagonistic because I'm only going to hurt myself and kill, our channel. I just don't know how these other companies don't feel the same way. It's like, we're going to give everybody what they want. We're going to tell these great stories. Like if somebody gave me the power to make movies, I wouldn't be like, how can I anger a part of the fan base? I would just be like, I want to tell the greatest story possible. If you gave me the reins to Spider-Man, I'm like, we're setting up for the long haul right now.
Yeah, they don't care about that.
They should. This reboot shit's over. We can't have more. Yeah. No more reboots.
It is. Oh well, I think Men in Black International shot the Charlie's Angel is going to put the last nail in the coffin.
I don't think that's going to be a big hit, but that's because Charlie's Angels has always kind of sucked.
Well, I mean, the trailer looks so fucking terrible. Oh my god. That was probably that was the hardest trailer to watch. Like I wanted to get up out of the movie theater and go just go get like popcorn or something. I was like, I can't even watch this. This is terrible.
The trailer for Jay and Silent Bob's new movie, that was for me.
Dude, that was so rough. I'm such a big fucking Jay and Silent Bob fan too. I met Jason Mewes at a Wizard World Comic Con too, and he's a pretty cool dude. I mean, I know he has a big drug problem and stuff. Dude, he's so nice. He's so chill and stuff. And I don't understand why they made him look so fucking old. Like, why did they look so old? He doesn't even look like that in real life.
When did you meet him?
I met him like 3 years ago, maybe.
Because I know he had lost his teeth, so that's why his face looks different.
Yeah, well, he has his dentures, but dude, I'm talking his wrinkles. Like, if you watch the Red Band trailer, and then there's like shows Kevin Smith and Jason at the end. Mm-hmm. Dude, he looks nothing like Jay. He looks way fucking younger. He looks like 10 years younger. I'm like, why did you make him look so goddamn old?
Maybe it's one of the jokes Kevin Smith had when he got really high.
Yeah, well, Kevin Smith hasn't made a good joke since he did the Donkey Show in Clerks 2. And that was about the last good one we saw.
I will say the last. I love Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I think that's a really solid film. But Red
Oh,
State.
where Justin Long and Superman are gay lovers? That
Yeah,
is a pretty good joke.
I love Bobby Long. Brandon St.
Bobby Long.
Randy.
Yeah. I love Bobby Long.
That's,
With his deep ass voice.
I like Justin Long quite a bit, actually. I think he's a pretty funny actor. He hasn't been in much lately.
Well, he's probably super rich from Dodgeball and all the other, movies that he had like small cameos, and he's like, yeah, I'm good.
I bet you he made most of his money from those Apple commercials.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Apple is a gigantic fucking conglomerate.
I'm going to see what Justin Long's net worth is real quick, just out of curiosity. What do you think it is?
Justin Long net worth. It can't be more than 200,000. Or not 200,000. I'm sorry, 200 million. Excuse me.
Well, it's only 15 million, but I guess he just doesn't want to work much anymore.
Yeah, he's probably he's probably smart with his money. That's why he probably invested and knows how to. He's pretty smart with his money. Has a good agent and stuff like that, who kept him from destroying his career.
I forgot that he was in Galaxy Quest.
Oh, you forgot he was in Galaxy Quest, where he's the Uber nerd?
Yeah.
He's basically us in a movie.
I love that film.
Same here. I'm a big Tim Allen fan. I love Tim Allen, and Galaxy Quest is probably one of the better sci-fi movies, just like a parody of something. Maybe like it competes with Spaceballs for me.
Yeah, that they're in the same conversation for me too. There's no doubt about that. Like I love Spaceballs, but they're parodying different things. One Star Wars, one Star Trek, but
yep. That's why I think they both sit in that same realm. It's just like, which one's better? Well, it's just like, well, they're both making fun of, one of the bigger franchises. So it's kind of like they're on the same playing field. But I like the Galaxy Quest because it's just modern graphics and stuff like that. And, I think it's a great movie.
So let's see. Salvador says, dude, it's an Alibaba sword. Charlie and Frank were garbage picking.
Yeah.
Okay, Mako Rex says, hey guys, saw Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings as one of the announced movies. They should have done it while Robert Downey Jr. was involved with the MCU. Talk about missed opportunity with the Mandarin.
Yeah, you would have thought with, fucking Dr. Stark, the guy who can use the Time Stone, would be able to reverse time just on Tony Stark and bring him back to life. But, you can't do that.
Yeah, see, they introduce things that they will not follow up on. Now, Mako Rex, when they announced the Shang-Chi thing, I want it to be like, it doesn't need to be like violent like The Raid, but kind of like The Raid. I don't want it to be like hokey martial arts film. I almost said kung fu movie. That's what maybe do like a throwback, like a modernized 70s kung fu flick. That'd be fun.
That would be sweet. That would actually be pretty cool, like kind of like a Bruce Lee style. Like Enter the Dragon. That would actually like kind of hokey like that, but I would watch that.
I love Enter the Dragon. Guilty
That's
pleasure
an awesome
movie of mine is Mortal Kombat, which is essentially Enter the Dragon.
Right? Yeah. Your soul is mine. Or when Liu Kang drops Johnny Cage's shit in the water. That's the best. He's like, fuck you, asshole.
After he takes the money.
Thank you.
There was like I think it was 2 years ago when that movie first hit Netflix. I think I watched it like 20 times in a month. I just couldn't stop watching Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I watched it 3 times already. When it first hit Netflix, I watched it back to back. I was like, I fucking love this movie. Because that was something that I had growing up. Like I played the Mortal Kombat on the Sega when it first came out and stuff. It's like, oh my God, this game is awesome. And then they came out with the movie later on. I was just, oh my God, Mortal Kombat in a movie. And I was hooked.
Now you just turned, what, are you 30?
Yeah, I just turned 30 yesterday.
Okay, so we're the same age then. So we grew up with the same stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah. People don't remember how big Mortal Kombat was in the 90s.
Dude, Mortal Kombat was huge.
So much fun too.
God, that was a great movie. And that made people want to buy the games more. Because, number 2 is, we can all forget that, besides Jeremy, who loves that movie, Mortal Kombat 2 is okay. But it ain't better than the first one. Let's all just agree to that one.
Dude, Mortal Kombat Annihilation has no no redeeming qualities about it.
No. How do you kill Johnny Cage in the first like 2 minutes of the movie? Like, fuck you. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then the actors just randomly change. There's a lot of
Oh
problems.
yeah, right. With Sonya Blade, I was like, who is this lady? And it's just random and shit. It's like at least the guy who plays Liu Kang and the girl who plays Katana are the same, which is good.
They have to
And
because Raiden switched.
oh yeah, the Raiden. Oh my god, the Raiden switch. I forgot about the Raiden switch.
Because it goes from Christopher Lambert to James Remar, and
Yeah,
they couldn't be farther apart from the same kind of character actor.
I know, right? And I thought it was funny that they gave him the long white wig. You know, that long white wig that Raiden had in the first movie, and then it's just like he looks fucking terrible with that thing on.
And then he like gives up his god powers or whatever to fight as a human.
Yeah, I was
Towards
like,
the end of
what?
the movie.
Yeah, it's like, how are you gonna beat somebody who's got god powers and you gave up all your god powers? It's like that was pretty fucking stupid.
Mexi Man and Cheese says, so many streaming services, I'm buying physical again. Now, do you buy physical copies or no?
Oh, well, I mean, once I have a good job and I can afford to buy physical shit, hell yeah, I'd buy physical shit. I am actually excited that they announced Batman Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love Batman Beyond. He's actually one of my favorite hero clicks. I have two of them, and I put them on the same team together, and I destroy people with that team.
I just remember watching the cartoon when it debuted at night, and I was blown away.
Yeah,
just
same here. I thought it was. I know Razor hates it. I know he said it's like garbage, and because it's when you were getting into the digital animation and stuff like that with the digital computer drawing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually still liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Like Bruce Wayne. You get Kevin Conroy to play older Bruce Wayne, which is awesome. And I know a lot of people think it's hokey and stuff, but I actually liked it. I thought it was a decent, futuristic take on what Batman would be like when it's all futuristic in the future.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. There's a spot on my shelf waiting for it because I got Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray.
I know. I still gotta get that.
And
I still gotta get
Batman Beyond's gonna have a spot right here next to it. That show, I know Razor Fist doesn't like it, but to me, it's almost
awesome.
Batman.
Yeah, I love it. I thought it was a great show when it first came out. Like I used to watch Batman Beyond every weekend, or Batman the Animated Series. When you're off of school, you wake up Saturday. They got like 2 or 3 episodes back to back. You got the Justice League and stuff, and then you go into the future with Batman Beyond. You're like, this is actually a pretty cool take. Like, what happens when Batman's old? Someone needs to take over, and it's all futuristic and stuff. I thought it was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, that's how, in my opinion, that's how you take a chance on the property and expand.
Exactly.
It.
Yes, and I like that they kept it wasn't some rando Batman that we weren't used to. I love that it was the continuation from animated series into the future. I really enjoyed that because that's how you keep shit consistent.
Tim Riggs says, we are living through a slow-moving bonfire of the Vanities, the historical event. Religious fanatics, SJWs in this time, are trying to control or destroy art that contrasts with their belief system. Ooh. That's a deeper super chat than we're used to.
No, you can agree with that. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, it's look at Marvel Comics. With all the shit they're putting out now, it's basically they burned the books of all the original stuff, and so that they're basically trying to burn all the books, make everyone forget, and all the new stuff. There was nothing before. It's like you were saying earlier, like right that the people nowadays, these SJWs think that they're doing things that are new and relevant and stuff. Like, look at Ezra Miller, right? He dresses very like androgynous and stuff like that. It's like, bitch, we had fucking David Bowie like 40 years. What the hell are you talking about? Like, he acts like he's the first guy to ever do what he's done. These comic creators now, they act like they're so inspired and they're breaking down walls and stuff. It's like they've been doing that for fucking years. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's weird how history repeats itself in weird ways. I'm going to look actually more into this stuff because the Bonfire of the Vanities, I've actually never heard of that. But the fanatics are trying to change all of our entertainment And it's so weird too, because there's such a small, I hate to use their phrasing, but small vocal minority of the people that demand these things. Like,
Yes. So actually, my brother, who's only 2 years younger than me and him are on the complete opposite sides of the spectrum with how we feel about what comics should be. He's very open to this stuff, right? And he has every right to, have his opinion and everything like that. But for me, it's just like he's okay with them changing things, making male characters girl characters, making straight characters gay characters, making them trans and things like that. It's just like I get it. I get that you want to push this stuff, but just make your own new shit. Like, why can't people fucking make new stuff? Why do they have to take the stuff that's already existent that people know and people respect and people want to stay untouched, and then they just change it in the really the worst kind of way, and then they belittle you for it, and they unperson you. They say horrible things about you because you have a connection to this character growing up. And, now they're telling you, like, well, it doesn't matter. This is how he is. And if you don't like it, then you're this or you're that. You're an ism. And I hate that. I can't stand that shit.
neither can I. And it was funny. We keep talking about Razor Fist. He's strong. He's an advocate for adapting old pulp material.
Yeah.
Now, do you think if they were to, let's say, we're going to adapt the Shadow, this and that, do you think they could keep it true to the source, or they'd ruin it?
Oh, no. They would fuck up the Shadow. I don't even think anybody who would touch the Shadow would ever even seen the Shadow. So, no, they would fuck it up. Like, they would be like, oh, cool. Here's this script called The Shadow. But have they ever seen the movie, or would they ever see the movie before they even touched it? No, they wouldn't. I think they would mess it up. It'd be like them remaking The Rocketeer, right? Like, no one probably working on that movie would ever see the original movie and the continuity of it in order to remake a new one. They would just be like, okay, well, he's got a jetpack and he wears a golden helmet and he's got a gun. And then they just go with that. Like, they don't actually look at the story and the movie and what he does and how he fights and things like that. They would just make it some bullshit. I mean, look at the remake of RoboCop.
The remake of RoboCop, I don't really like it. I just don't remember much about it.
If Kirkwood Smith isn't blowing in his gang, blowing, RoboCop apart when he's human, if they're not blowing him apart with shotguns and they kill him with a car, like, no one watched that movie. I guarantee you, the people who made that movie, they just know he becomes a robot eventually, so they kill him with an exploding car. Like, they don't make him go out in the brutal way that RoboCop went out with. That's why I don't like the reboots. I can't stand them. I can't. The only good reboot that's come out recently is Jumanji, because at least they honored the original with Robin Williams and they went from there, right? They adjusted to it and they made it better.
It's weird. It's not necessarily like a sequel. I don't know how I would classify Jumanji. Like,
I would classify it as a reboot. They rebooted it. Yeah, but that's, I think out of all the reboots that have come out, I think that one does pretty well because they honor the source material. They care about it, and then they adjust it to what they want it to be. But that's fine because they make the source material work into this new material, and it's fine. I think they did a pretty good job of how they adapted it. And who doesn't want to see The Rock portray Danny DeVito? I'm pretty fucking excited for that.
I am too. Did you see how creepy the Cats trailer looked?
Oh my god, I was just telling my girlfriend about that. Actually, if she's still listening, babe, I miss you. I was giving her a shout out real quick because she said she wasn't watching it. But oh my god, dude, Cats, the furry's wet dream. That's what I'm calling this movie. If you're a furry and you like watching people dressed as cats act all funky, dude, we got a movie for you.
Well, I thought that this Cats movie was going to give Star Wars a run for its money. I'm like, hey, it's an adaptation of
Hell no.
everybody loves. And then you see it looks like shit.
Dude, I watched the trailer and oh my god, dude, I was like, I wanted to throw up. I was like, what the hell am I watching? Like, it was Like it's a furry dude. It's a furry's wet dream. That's literally all this movie is. And you're just like, I can't even watch the trailer. Like what? And they got all these big actors. Like Idris Elba's a cat in it. I'm just like, oh my god, Idris Elba. Like I know you're a good actor and you need to pay some bills, but really with cats, like go do the Broadway. At least that's a little better. Don't do the movie.
It was just so.
It was cringy as fuck.
I
It was
can't think of
super
like.
cringy.
It looks worse than Zoobly Zoo, which is an old show from the 80s that was on when we were little. Like people are dressed up as animals and they sing songs.
I do not remember that. My dad raised me on like comic books and stuff like that. So me growing up, it was Pokemon or Batman the Animated Series, the original Superman cartoon.
Oh, this was
You know,
before all those shows came out. Zoobly Zoo was on like if you ever watched like Sesame Street when you were super young, it was like a
yeah.
show like that. Because
I do not remember that.
once I got
I
in,
mean, I watched the Muppets, but
oh, the
in
Muppets
Sesame Street.
great.
Oh, yeah. Or Hey Vern, it's Ernest. The man, the myth, the
God,
legend.
don't say that around Kendo. He'll start crying.
Oh, dude, Kendo is got great taste because Ernest is the man.
Yeah, Ernest. I still want to buy Kendo an Ernest doll, but I never find like a brand new one with a decent price. So, Kendo, if you're listening,
You never will.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
who owns Kenner is bought out by Hasbro,
mhm.
and I think Salvador brought this up when we were doing the toy stream. That Kenner brought Hasbro. Kenner was the one who made the Ernest dolls, and then now they don't make Ernest shit. So you know, Salvador, your conspiracy is confirmed.
He's been sending me messages over Facebook. He was talking about. He said, "I bet all the SJW reboot shit goes the way of disco, just like records burning."
Oh my god. So I'm a big music enthusiast. I actually took a rock history class when I was in college and stuff. Because for me growing up, my dad liked 60s to 70s. My mom was an 80s kid, so she loved everything from the 80s to recent shit like the crappy boy bands and crap like that. But I took this class and I already knew a lot about it. But when disco came out, oh my god, like you would have never thought the bands that would have gone disco. Like the Rolling Stones went disco, they went into glam and stuff. And
Doesn't Kiss have a disco song?
who's it?
Kiss? Don't they have a disco song?
They do. Because disco was so popular, and it's just like, well, actually, no, Kiss does not have a disco song. Because Kiss basically came out right at that point where everyone was like, disco's dead, and they went into the rock, the satanic metal at that point. But the Rolling Stones had one, and if you want to see the Rolling Stones be cringy, watch their performance where Mick Jagger's dressed up like in glam. It's cringy as hell. It's the worst thing to watch ever. It makes me laugh.
I will check it out. Yes, Keith, the Star Wars disco theme is pretty sweet.
Star Wars themed disco edition is pretty sweet. Oh yeah, that is pretty sweet.
Have you ever played the Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 game on the GameCube?
Of course. I am an advocate of the GameCube.
So you know how the Star Wars Rogue Squadron 3 starts with the disco song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. I was just like, this is actually kind of cool. I actually want them to make like how they've been remaking all the consoles, like they made the N64 and the PS1 and all that shit. I want a redo of the GameCube. It needs to have all 3 Rogue Squadrons, and if they can get the rights to it, Shadows of the Empire.
I tell you, if they were to just put those like on a remastered the old X-Wing game, not X-Wing, but Rogue Squadron games, and put those on like a PS4 or PS5 or just Disney. Why would you make Battlefield? I know you want microtransactions in your face.
Fuck Battlefield 2 and fuck Battlefield 2 or not Battlefield, Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 1. I have the original 2 Battlefronts and I am a huge fan of those games. And my buddy convinced me to buy the first and the second one, and they're both complete dog shit.
I refused. Okay, I played the beta of the first one because the build up to episode 7, it still wasn't like this golden period for me, and so I wasn't really into it. But I played it; it was fun. But I've always been a Star Wars ship guy. So like I would buy X-Wing on the PC or Rebel Assault, Rogue Squadron, all those. I played those all the fucking time. Rogue Squadron 2 was the GameCube launch game I got
Yeah.
over Luigi's Mansion or Tony Hawk or anything like that.
That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite Star Wars games. It's Rogue Squadron 2. Oh God, that's such a good fucking game. Like the controls are really solid. And it's funny that you bring up you're a ships guy. The best part about Battlefront 2 is the starfighter combat. And you know who made that? Not fucking EA.
Yeah, Factor 5.
Yeah, the company that didn't do anything or isn't involved with EA just made something. It's way better than the rest of the goddamn game. I'm like an ace pilot in that shit. I love that. The starfighter's actually pretty fun.
I've probably put in like 150 hours on the second game. I love it so much because
Battlefront 2?
not Battlefront 2. Sorry, I meant to Rogue Squadron 2.
Oh, Rogue Squadron. Okay, yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. I used to play the hell out of that. Like, I'd constantly die because, you're a kid and you're just like, I got to get used to this and get your ass kicked all the time.
So 2001, I'll never forget. My mom and I used to go out on Saturdays because she worked a lot, and on Saturday night she would take me like the movie or whatever, and we had to go to Walmart on the way home, and they had a GameCube display, and you could play Rogue Squadron 2. You could play the Battle of Yavin.
You mean the neck kinkers?
Yeah, or you had to look up real tall.
Where you had to look up and your fucking neck hurts after playing for like 5 minutes, and your mom's like, "Don't look at it, you're gonna hurt your neck." And you're like, "I don't care, I'm playing Star Wars."
I was also like 6 feet tall in 7th grade, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I was not. I was like 4 feet.
But I remember riding my bike the 1.5 miles or 2 miles just to go back to Walmart the next day and sit and replay that level over and over and over. Like, dude, the console wars of 2001, like I thought like I was in the middle of the battle. I was like, do I get a GameCube because I got to get Smash Brothers and this, but I want to play PlayStation 2 because it's great. What about this Xbox? And then by 2 years later, I had all the systems and played the shit out of all of them. But back then, man, I was a hardcore Nintendo loyalist in that Rogue Squadron game.
Oh, dude, like Rogue Squadron was so good. Like the music in it it like had that punch like the movies did. So you felt like you were just like, yeah, like I'm fucking in this. I'm about to kick some Imperial ass. Like you turn it up on full blast on your big ass fucking back fat TV.
I've never heard it called a back fat TV, but I agree. I had a JVC, and the picture quality was it didn't have AV input, so I had to run it through my VCR. So the picture quality was probably dog shit. But later on,
back when it was fucking RCA plugins and stuff, or like the yellow red whites, man. And then we went to HDMI's, and everyone's just like, well, what do I use these 3 plugins for? Oh, they don't even make those anymore.
No, it's like the 3 seashells from what is that? The Future movie with Stallone. God, I can't think of it.
Oh God, what the fuck is that?
Man.
Yeah, there.
Took me a minute. It's we lost Wesley Snipes' blade today, folks. It's been a rough day.
But at least Stallone is coming back as Rambo, which is gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he looks great too.
Dude, that guy is like, I don't know, 1,000 years old now. He fucking hasn't aged a bit. He looks like he had been a boxer, and then he just stopped aging.
Yeah,
he's aged better than Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's lived a pretty hard life. I think he went to jail at one point.
Yeah, I think he did for like a sex charge or some shit like that. I don't know. People bring that shit up with him in interviews. And have you ever watched him talk shit to the interviewer? That brought that up? Dude, that's the best. He's like, go fuck yourself, piece of shit. I was like, yes.
I think it would be fun to know Mike Tyson in like a friendly, like drinking buddy way. Because he's probably got crazy stories.
Oh, yeah. Get blitzed with Mike Tyson.
I feel like Dion would and Mike Tyson would get along quite well. I feel like Kendo would get hit by Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Kendo would definitely get hit by Mike Tyson. Because Kendo does a pretty good Mike Tyson impersonation. He'd be like Zach Galifianakis, from Hangover and shit. He just says something. Mike Tyson just, bam! Lights out Kendo.
Can't believe The Hangover is 10 years old. I saw that shit opening night.
Yeah. I actually just watched, what is it, Hot Tub Time Machine? God damn, I forgot how fucking good that movie was.
That's a great movie.
I love that movie. John Cusack coming back out of retirement, still funny, still good actor.
I finished Con Air yesterday, and he's in that movie. And that dude,
Drop the bunny.
yeah, there are so many like '90s flicks that I would not mind if they started making movies like that again. Like it's like over the top, very cliched, but very fun movies.
They don't do that no more. But and which is crazy because these movies are like what $250 million to make and shit. And it's just like you can make an over the top, just fucking crazy action movie like Con Air, you know, and they would still fuck it up. Nicolas Cage would replay his role.
Oh God, is what's his name? Cameron Poe. That's his name.
Yeah, Cameron Poe. Put down the bunny.
I just like when they dropped Dave Chappelle from the landing gear.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck is his name in the movie? Shit. I can't remember when he's just like, bye. He's just like, fuck you.
He's talking to Cochise.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Like when they fight him in the landing gear and they just fucking drop him.
Let's see. The Grand Inquisitor says, "You know what this stream needs? Party boob.
Party boop.
Everything could use a little party boob there, Grand
Yeah, right.
Inquisitor."
Or
and
what
yes,
is
I
it?
did read
Moonraker?
Oh, Moonraker. We're gonna have a double LP released in 2021.
Yeah, right. I'm on that.
We'll get a
I'll get on
Comic Con panel.
Yeah, right. Salvador said he's a trained musician as well. Sal, you got to fly out here from when we do the recording because I can't play guitar to save my goddamn life.
We could actually make this happen. I should seriously try to think in the back of my mind of like a couple songs. That'd be
Dude, you can do
hilarious.
it. Dude, just be the new and good Tenacious D.
I always saw myself in the guys like Lonely Island. Where,
Oh
like,
God,
their songs are ridiculous, but the
yeah.
music is really on point.
God damn it! I wish you guys would have thought of Dick in a Box before Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake. You would have sold that way better.
I was what was I? I was in high school back then.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, same here. I was still in high school. I remember when that shit came out. You're like Justin Timberlake singing a song, "Dick in a Box." What the fuck?
That's when I realized Justin Timberlake didn't suck. Because when
Dude,
he
he's
was
awesome.
guy, yeah, he's great.
He's a pretty funny dude. Like he does some funny stuff, and he's actually not a terrible actor. He's not the greatest, but he's not terrible.
No, he of like people that came from being in like boy bands, he's pretty solid. Like, what was that movie Out of Time he was in with Amanda Seyfried? He wasn't terrible.
Oh yeah. He wasn't terrible in that. I actually like him in Trouble with the Curb, where he's in with the Clint Eastwood. That's actually a pretty decent movie.
I need to check it out because I love Clint Eastwood.
I grew up on baseball, so I've pretty much seen every baseball film ever made. So it's not bad. If you want to see a good baseball movie, Brad Pitt and Moneyball is pretty damn good.
I will check that out because it's got Jonah Hill in it, right?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good. It actually is based on a true story, based on a true guy, and it actually changed how the MLB recruits and drafts players and stuff. It's a pretty interesting story. It actually changed how the MLB works, and that's why Boston Red Sox won a World Series and broke the Bambino curse.
See, you know way more about baseball than I do.
I grew up on it. I'm an Arizona Diamondback fan till the day I die. Any Dodgers fans out there? Excuse my language, but fuck them Dodgers. And I grew up going to games, and I remember when the Diamondbacks won their first World Series against the New York Yankees. There were 4 years franchise. Oh, dude, I was so happy. I couldn't believe it. And then everything went to shit after that. We haven't been to a pennant since.
By the way, folks, Grand Inquisitor, who's also one of our moderators, says there's 404 watching and only 266 likes. Get those numbers up, everyone. Lick that muff button.
Well, it's 269 now.
I endorse what the Grand Inquisitor says.
Oh, shit, 271. Work it, Grand Inquisitor. Work the muff button.
So Comic-Con was weird this year, dude, because while there were big announcements, I just didn't feel like any of them were internet breaking, to use a really cliched phrase.
Really, honestly, the only internet breaking shit was the Thor MCU stuff. Other than that, it's lackluster like it's been.
Now you're a collector, right? You finished your Shadows of the Empire line.
I did not, but
You
my
didn't.
sisters. Well, I still need the ships and stuff like that, and I still need that horrible 2-pack of Leia Shizor. I just don't want it. I don't. I don't fucking want it. Because the characters are just so terrible. The Leia is so fucking ugly. I just can't shell out. Even if I could get it for $2, I'm like hesitant to pay $2 for it. But my sister was telling me a shop down in Sierra Vista, which is like probably like 3 hours, 3.5 hours from where I'm at. A guy was selling an Outrunner or the Outrider for $50. Never been opened and stuff. He's just trying to get rid of his collection. I was like, damn, I wish I already had my job. I would buy that right now.
If I ever go to my local guy and he's got Shadows of the Empire stuff, I'll shoot you a message.
Sweet.
If there's anything I can help you finish.
Oh, dude, I got into an argument with this guy at Celebration, one of the vendors, because he had the Shadows of the Empire Slave one. And dude, he wanted $150 for it, and the box was destroyed, and he would not move on his price. I'm like, dude, that box is destroyed. It looks like garbage. Like, you can just throw the box away. I don't even want it. Like, it was water warped, and it just looked terrible. And he would not budge. He's like, well, it's the slave one. I was like, yeah, but the box is shit. And he's like, yeah, it's still the slave one. I was like, okay, well, throw the box away. How much you want just for the slave one? He's like, 150. I was like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
I can't believe that Power of the Force 2 era stuff commands that price. Just that.
Which is weird. Like and it's not like it's, like from movie characters. It's just from a book and a comic line and a game. Like, the game is really how people know Shadows of the Empire. A lot of people haven't read the book or the comics, and it's most people just know the game, but it just has that high standard as a Nintendo 64 game, and it's just like, oh, Shadows of the Empire. And it's just like, yeah, I have more value because I read the book. I have all the comics of it, and it's that's more sentimental to me. But $150 for a broke dick ass Slave One box? No thanks.
I remember there was a commercial for Shadows of the Empire on
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, I'll actually go back on YouTube once in a while and I'll watch the cinematics from it. That's how much I love that storyline in the game. The fucking game is awesome.
I remember renting it years after I had already had Rogue Squadron. And so it was one of those things where I preferred Rogue Squadron to it. I was like, this game's dated. This is weird.
Yeah, right? You definitely could tell the dated difference between N64 and GameCube. You're like, N64 shit looks like garbage.
Oh, no, this was just the Rogue Squadron on the GameCube or the N64 itself.
Oh, okay. I was like, if it was the GameCube Rogue Squadron, oh, yeah, it's going to look way better than that N64.
The GameCube was a huge jump. I remember getting that system and going like, wow, we're in the future. Like, I just thought the graphics were so amazing.
Me too. I was just like, oh my God, look how realistic this looks. And then you look at it now and you're just like, oh my God, this looks like shit. I can't believe I thought this was futuristic.
Oh, Corey, I'm not bashing the N64 graphics. That's my favorite system, I think.
N64 is the best. Anybody out there who has an N64 and Ken Griffey Jr.'s Major League Baseball, come at me, bro. I'll destroy you in that game.
My cousin went to high school with Ken Griffey Jr.
Holy shit, I love Ken Griffey Jr. I used to beat the shit out of all my friends in his video game on the N64. My friends would refuse to play me in that game because I would beat them so bad in it.
Now, of the Comic-Con stuff, did you see any collectibles that you were dying to get?
I actually saw the NECA Ninja Turtle stuff that they were announcing, like the Shredder, the Splinter, and then the 2 foot soldiers. That was actually pretty damn cool because it's based off the 90s Ninja Turtle movies, which I fucking love. I grew up on those, and I thought they looked so damn good. Like, the articulation was beautiful. So that's all I really saw. I usually don't pay attention to Comic-Con really that much just because they show some awesome toys, but most of the shit I've seen is fucking stupid Funko Pops and stuff like that. And I'm with Logan Michael. Those things are gayer than hell.
Now, I had the opposite. This year I was like, man, there's not going to be anything good at Comic-Con. I'm just going to, get a couple things pre-ordered. I'll be done. There's so much shit that I've seen that I had to take screenshots of so I don't forget it exists.
Yeah,
Like,
you said they were coming out with a new RoboCop figure, didn't you?
yeah, a little
Dude,
5-point articulation one.
I know my buddy, the guy who's with me at Celebration, my buddy Daniel, he's gonna be all over that. He's the biggest RoboCop fan ever.
When we were in New York, Dion and I went to the comic book store, Midtown Comics, and I was like, Dion, they got the Mafex RoboCop. He goes, fuck, and it was like $120. He's just like, I
He
gotta
spent
own it.
it. Yep. Yep. If it's something that you gotta own, you're just like, yep, fuck. I'm gonna be broke as shit, but I'm gonna be happy because I own this and I don't gotta go get it later.
I think so do you ever buy Marvel Legends or not really?
I haven't Marvel Legends yet. I actually just my dad. So I'm actually just moved back in with my dad until I get work stuff. My dad still has all the old toys that me and my brother had growing up. So we got like the Silver Knight Batman and stuff. We have the Jim Lee X-Men run, a Beast, the action figure. Like we have so much good shit in that box, and I've just been actually going through that, and I kind of want to steal them, but I can't. I want them so bad because it's just like, oh my god, I remember playing these, like so much good stuff.
I just Salvador can understand this. I have a problem. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get this figure and that figure, and then you buy a whole wave, and it's like, well, I gotta complete the X-Men, I gotta complete New Mutants, and before you know it, it's like, what the fuck
Yeah,
are you doing? and
yeah.
I just saw more.
Until I get a actual job, like a good job where I can actually afford to do that, then I'll do it. Then I've just been really strict. I'm like, I can't like Celebration. I bought all the shit I bought. I was like, I went overboard because I was like Shadows of the Empire. Like I got the best Dash Shrendar they had, the best Luke, the best Leia. Only one person had the IG-88 Boba Fett dual pack with the comic in it. I got it. I talked the guy down to like $8 on it. Like done. Like take it. Take yours. You know. But I try not to spend my money on toys because if I spy one thing, I'm buying it all.
Yeah, that's it's funny. I've bought more as an adult than I did as a kid, and I had a lot of shit as a kid.
Yeah, same here. Like if I buy one thing, I'm buying a whole run of it.
Yeah,
And like for me, I play HeroClix, like the WWE shit though. I'm buying the whole line. If you get them, I'll bring mine out to Celebration and we'll play a game. I'll teach you how to play clicks.
but so you have to teach me because I have no clue how to play that.
It's pretty easy, but I'll teach you. The coolest part is they actually have a 2-pack, or it's a 2-player starter pack. It comes with 4 characters. I can't remember who it comes with. Hold on, I'll look it up. But it's you basically get 4 characters, and what is it? You get a little mini ring. Like the maps are paper,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a wrestling ring, and you can just go right at it, 2v2, and just start a game real quick.
Well, that doesn't sound too bad.
No, and it's actually not that bad. I think it was like $30. Yeah, the Rock and Sock connection starter is $25, and then the other one I think was $34.99. Here it is. It's the Mix and Match Talent WWE Ring 2-player starter set for $34.99, and it's going to come with Sasha Banks, Finn Balor, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Styles.
Even if I never play a game of HeroClix, I'm buying that Rock and Sock connection pack.
They look so awesome. Like the characters look so awesome. They got like Undertaker, Kane, Andre the Giant, The Rock. They're gonna come out with the Hulk Hogan, they said. And they have the invisible. They have the black Oreo sandwich with no character on it, and that's the John Cena. Like it's pretty accurate. I was like, damn, they even went that far.
Well, I know the listeners know this, but like if it's got The Rock on it, I will buy it. It's not a matter of like if, it's when.
Dude, he looks awesome. He's got the mic in his hand and shit. I was like, that looks sweet. I'm buying that Rock.
Well, they got this damn statue of him coming out that I was gushing over on the podcast. I'm like, please come out tomorrow. I don't have space for it, but I'll find a place for it.
Yeah, I don't know how to screen share on this, but if you can screen share mine, I don't know if it'll actually pop up. But like this Rock looks so fucking sweet. Like he's so cool looking. He's got the people's eyebrow going. He's got the mic in his hand and stuff. He looks freaking awesome.
Well, if you choose to screen share, I can click on it and show.
Let's see. I'm still getting used to all this. Let's see. Shit. I'm not worried. I don't know how to do all that, but I'm still getting used to Hangouts. But dude, the WWE ones look pretty freaking awesome.
Well, don't get too used to Hangouts because it's going away August 1st. Fuck.
Yeah, I heard about that. But dude,
can't believe it's almost August.
I know, right? What are you guys gonna go with after that? I don't even know what there is after that.
Oh, their Grand Inquisitor sent us an email about how to set up Streamlabs. We're going to take care of that.
Oh, okay, Streamlabs. I've heard of that. But
we're actually going to make our show a lot better. If that I can't really tell everybody. That's the thing. Like I could tell, but I want it to be a surprise because one day you just turn on the podcast and you go, "Oh wow, new format, love it," and then
who doesn't love a good surprise? But these WWE Hero Clicks, I'm all for it, dude. They got the Big Show. They got fucking Andre the Giant, they got Kane, they got Macho Man Randy Savage and Ric Flair. Like, I just want to make a team with Macho Man Randy Savage and Ric Flair. Like, I can't wait for these to come out next month. They're gonna be so awesome.
I'm a huge Macho Man fan. Did you see that Comic-Con, or not Comic-Con, that action figure of him in a Slim Jim box?
I did. Snap it to a Slim Jim, brother.
I got one of those coming.
Ooh, yeah. Dude, I'm so excited.
Dude, there's so much shit. That's, like I said, it's my favorite thing, but I'm just like, I want, other things to do. Now, our friend Dark Saber Force says, didn't Natalie want to quit Thor because the female director was fired? Since Star Wars and winning that Oscar, she's become more and more unlikable.
Well, Brie Larson won an Oscar, and look what happened to her.
Well, to me, Natalie Portman, Dark Saber Force, has always been real smug because she went to Harvard, and there's something about her where I don't know if she can function like an adult with other people.
Do we actually know what she went to Harvard for?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because if it wasn't acting, then look how good that Harvard degree did. Like,
because I know in the one song, Natalie's rap, she goes, "When I was in Harvard," and then she just talks about doing drugs for a while. But
yeah, so does every other kid that goes to college.
Well, who else? Like, I think the lead singer of Weezer, Rivers Cuomo, went off to Harvard like years after he became, after Weezer had already been, a multi-platinum selling group. He just went to go. So,
yeah, well, he could afford it too. Yeah. He could definitely afford Harvard.
Like, I liked college, but I'm not gonna all of a sudden take our channel funds and say, "Hey guys, I'm going back to school."
Like, fuck that, dude. I'm glad to be out of school. I'm like, cool, I'm done. Now I can go work. I ain't going
school was great, but it's over.
Yeah.
No, but Dark Saber Force, I agree that Natalie Portman's unlikable. And then Dark Saber Force also says, anyway, I really wish Ingrid Bolso Berdal from Cold Prey and Armistice Armistice from Westworld was Valkyrie. At least she's Nordic, very beautiful, and underused as an actress. Let me see what she looks like. Because
I was gonna say I haven't seen Westworld.
Neither have I. Okay, here we go. Ingrid Bolso Berdal. She would make a good Valkyrie. She's 5'9", so she's not that tall. Yeah,
Tessa Thompson was in Westworld too. What a goddamn surprise!
Well, the one thing I was worried about is how none of us are fans of the race swaps. We don't really like that kind of stuff.
I thought you said the rape swaps. I was like, yeah, we're not fans of that.
Nobody that. No. But the race swaps, like if you watched Thor Ragnarok when she told the story of the Valkyries, they do show, I guess her name is Broomhilda, or the main one, the white one that was in the Avengers books back in the day, get killed off.
Yeah.
So I changed my I didn't really change my stance, but I was like, well, it's not the same character, so I'm not really mad. But I would like if there's something magical about seeing the stuff from the page get interpreted on screen. Like I don't want.
But that's why I think if the Phase 4 stuff is gonna be total dog shit, man, because they're gonna introduce all the new Marvel stuff that's been coming out. I mean, look at Thor 4. We're gonna have female Thor, and I know that some people they say that the female Thor wasn't terrible, right? but you introduce female Thor, and that introduces things like female Wolverine, female Iron Man. You introduce one, they take an inch, you give them an inch, and they take a fucking mile, and that's where we're at.
I just have no, like, storyline wise, why would you ever have Riri Williams enter the Iron Man canon?
Because, like Dion says, because plot.
Because like I could look, I don't want anyone to take over for Iron Man. Like I don't like how Spider-Man trying to become the
Oh,
new
it's
Iron
coming,
Man.
Jeff. Oh, it's coming.
But it would, if it has to be, it would be his daughter. Like why would just Tony Stark gift his power suits to some random girl that he doesn't know because he's
That's
dead?
very true. Exactly. But that's the thing. Like it's at the point where they're retconning shit, like what they did with Captain Marvel. Some way if they want to go to the diversity route and then introduce Riri, they're gonna retcon something.
Well, the audience is gonna retcon showing up.
Yeah, that's very true. They're gonna retcon giving them billions of fucking dollars.
Wanderer says it pisses me off that Marvel recently keeps making all these bad decisions with the Thor character, excluding Infinity War, and people keep eating it up.
That's because people are ignorant and stupid and they haven't caught on yet. Oh, they will.
Like, the fat Thor joke worked, and I liked it, but I really wish they would have gotten out of that by the end of the movie.
I fucking wish they would have given him the gauntlet and he would have changed back to skinny, fit Thor and just gone back to his old self, right? That I don't like. I mean, it's cool that he's with the Guardians, and I think it's going to be great and funny because Chris Hemsworth and what is his name?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt, thank you. They feed off of each other pretty well. Like they act pretty good together. It's just, I don't know. I guess what they announced is just like, do I be excited? But it's like we've already seen Endgame, so I'm pretty much like kind of like I've stamped out my clock card, so I could care less.
Yeah. Now, Wanderer, I do really love Thor in Infinity War. I think he was done so well. I mean,
he was awesome in Infinity War. He was so good.
When he comes back to the battlefield and just wrecks shit. Technically, he beats Thanos. Like,
you actually know what bugs me about the new Thor movie? Why aren't we getting Beta Ray Bill? We got Stormbreaker. Thor's going off. He kind of wants to do his own thing. Why don't they, instead of introducing female Thor and retconning how Mjolnir didn't actually break and all this, time travel bullshit that they got going, introduce Beta Ray Bill and make him the new Thor? Because that I would watch.
Or just have him team up with Thor.
Yeah, something like something consistent with the comics or any Marvel show. Like I don't know if anybody here has ever watched any of the cartoons that they did to the Avengers. There's a pretty good one that I enjoy. It's the Earth's Mightiest Heroes one. That's actually pretty. That's so good. Like that one is pretty damn good.
Okay, if you take out the 90s, well, I firmly believe Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes is top 4 best Marvel comics ever.
Agreed.
It's so
it's so good. Dude, and especially how they introduce the villains. They don't just throw them in there. They build it. Every season, it's maybe like 1 to 2 big villains. Like you got Thanos, you got Annihilus, you got Galactus, you got fucking Graviton, like so many good ones. And you're just like, this is awesome.
That is probably... I put that in the same category as the Spectacular Spider-Man. Is great shows that got canceled for dumb bureaucratic reasons, only to be rebooted with inferior copies.
And then they rebooted it with the Avengers Assemble, and that was complete dog shit.
It looked worse too.
It did, and it's like I liked the hokiness of how like Hulk looked, and he had his like long comb over and shit like that. Like I loved it. And it's just they stopped it, and then they went to exactly what Marvel does. It's all joke. But the jokes in Earth's Mightiest Heroes felt like they actually like hit. Like they were funny, they were built up right. But in Avengers Assemble, it just is like you're just okay. I get the joke, and then they keep like, remember this joke? You remember that joke? It's like the fucking South Park member berries.
Oh
like,
yeah,
member berry. You remember that joke?
Well, I will say that I think Earth's Mightiest Heroes is probably the best representation of like classic Avengers.
I put it up there with the animated series, man.
It was Folks, if you're out there, it's available on Blu-ray. You can buy it secondhand if you don't want to give Disney your money. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But if I'm gonna give you a recommendation, that's it. I have the entire series, and it's got a great theme song. The voice acting is fantastic. I love the artwork.
And you know what the best part about that show is? I know some people haven't seen it, so I'm gonna try not to spoil it. But the way they introduce characters into it is fucking great. Like, it's not just like everyone's already an Avenger. It's not like that. It goes like the movie. Your first episode is an Iron Man episode. Then you have, Thor, then Cap, and then Hulk. The four originals. And then they start building up to adding more like Black Panther, Ant-Man, Wasp, Miss Marvel, not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and she actually gets her powers from Marvel. They actually do Captain Marvel right, which I actually love Miss Marvel in that show. That's how you're supposed to do that character, not the way they did it now.
Yeah, I was just about to say they actually made her tolerable.
She was awesome in that show. I actually really liked her character. And when I heard they were making a movie, I was like, cool. Like, I like her character in that show and how they introduce her. Her story is awesome. And yeah, when I heard when all the shit started coming out, I was just like, yeah, that ain't that character.
Wasn't that movie either.
That's very damn. Yeah, that's true. That's why I refuse to see it. I saw your review. I'll save my money.
6 turning 4 burning says, damn, I've heard of Zoobly Zoo. That was an odd callback. I know. They talk about it in King of the Hill, actually. Bobby Hill watches that show.
Yeah, Zoobly Zoo. Yep. That's why I've heard of it. I've just never seen it because I was a Redland kid. So most of the early 90s is a blur to me. I don't remember any of it.
So I can remember back to about 1992-ish. I remember watching Batman when it was new.
That's me too.
I can remember.
Yeah, I remember getting up on a Saturday, out of school, you get your fucking bowl of Cap'n Crunch, and you crank on Batman the Animated Series. And usually they have like 2 or 3 in a row. And then to go to Justice League and stuff like that, and all the good stuff like Gargoyles and everything.
It was nice. There was a point in time where you could turn on Fox Kids. You could get Batman, Power Rangers, Spider-Man, X-Men, and The Tick.
Oh, dude, The Tick was so goddamn good. I fucking love The Tick. Hashtag save The Tick, damn it. Save The Tick.
I really, really, really am saddened that it didn't work. Because I was talking to Kendo. So we have a World-Class Bullshitters chat on Facebook that's just the 4 of us. And then obviously we can message each other. And Kendo and I were coming up with a plan for some scheduling things. And we just started talking about saving The Tick. And I was like, dude, I really feel like we failed. It should have happened. And he goes, I know, man. And I said, I think it's the best adaptation of a comic book property we've had in a couple of years. He goes, it was so great. And we were just talking about like literally every character from the Tick himself down to Danger Boat and everyone in between. I thought they were perfectly cast. It was funny. It was weird. It was quirky. And it looked good too. Like they really elevated the quality from season 1 to 2 in terms of like the scope, the suits. If you haven't watched it, folks, like if you're an Amazon Prime member and you've never watched The Tick, that is my second recommendation of the evening.
I've only watched the first season, so you talking about the second season, how they up things, I'm just like, oh shit, now I gotta get Amazon Prime and spend $100, but damn it, I want to watch it.
Well, once you get your big job, you can use the excuse of, oh, I got Amazon Prime to get free shipping on all these things I need, aka start buying random
unless my tool fees come in, they're just like, nope. Like, you need a torque wrench. No Amazon Prime for you.
My buddy is a mechanic, and he talks about his tool fees and shit like that.
Yeah, he knows my pain.
Yeah.
He knows it. Yeah, he knows my pain. It's like, oh, we're going to give you this job. Oh, okay. That's cool. How much does it pay? It pays this. But you also need this special the special tool. And you also need these 3 other tools. Oh, okay. How much am I making on the job? 300. How much are the tools? 400. Shit.
Tim Riggs sent the super chat, says, Jeff, how do I cash in my Patreon to get you guys to do a drunk commentary for The Witch? One of the worst movies I've ever spent theater money to see. Well, you just did, Tim. Hold on, let me take a screenshot.
Just like that, Tim Riggs. $5
add to the list. Now, yeah, I'll talk to the guys. I'll give you an exact date. But it's Top Gun, Lost Boys, and now The Witch. Those are the 3 movies we have to do for Patreon.
The
So
Lost Boys cool. Top Gun. I know that Kendo cashed in his Patreon. I know on that one. I know Kendo is still a patron, so Kendo probably cashed that in. And then, yeah, just like that, Tim Riggs, $5 gets you The Witch. Drunken commentary.
yeah, I will.
And
We'll
for
get together
nothing,
with the guys.
yeah, for nothing, you got a drunk commentary of me rambling. I've already polished my 6-pack off.
Oh damn! I got back from a late dinner, so I'm just I'm drinking water because
Yeah, I'm
seriously,
drinking Moose Drool. It's so
I
good.
I drank so much on Friday night during the Spider-Man show that I just was like, wow, where am I?
Yeah, I like caught a glimpse of it and stuff like that, and I was like, God damn, I'm gonna have to watch this. And now that I know there's a drinking game, I'm just like, I'm gonna wait until I have enough money to get copious amounts of alcohol to play this drinking game. But I better make sure I don't work the next day, or else I'm not gonna be able to go in.
No, there's no way I could have gotten up the next morning. Well, I stayed up till 2 or 3. I was on the phone with somebody,
Oh, you're
and
crazy.
I
I'd have
had
been
to.
like, nope.
It was a business call.
Yeah, I'd have been like, business tomorrow. It's 2 a.m. But
Well,
I've
they
been
live
out.
in another country, so it was like early for them.
Oh,
I was just like, oh,
damn them and their futuristic time.
yeah. Why were you born in a different
Yeah,
continent than I
they're
was?
like, it's the future. Get it together. You're like, well, it's not the future here. Damn it.
Let's see. Mini Mages says female Thor brought us one good thing. Thor, Odin's son, searching for the worthiness to be Thor and to find Mjolnir. Too bad Endgame screwed that up.
Yeah, they did. They
Well,
fucked
Mini
it all
Mages,
up.
I have a question for you. Would they be able to redo that story since that was essentially the plot of Thor 1?
I would say no. Because we all know what happens to Thor 1. We all know what happens in Dark World. So it's literally, and Jane Foster and Thor broke up in before Thor 3 and all that crap. So it's really like this, like, when is this gonna happen? This movie.
So, okay, have you ever heard of a character called Red Guardian?
Of course.
Yeah, David Harbour from Stranger Things is playing him.
Jesus Christ.
I wonder if they're going to put the suit on him.
Please do. That will sell tickets just so people can see that. Do it. Because comic book fans are gonna be like, oh, if you put that fucking suit on, I'll just give you ticket money just to see it once.
Did you watch Stranger Things season 3 yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I've just been doing I've been on an anime binge. I just finished Attack on Titan season 3. I don't know if you watched that, but I'm pretty hooked on that show. That show is actually pretty decent. It got really good this season. And then I've just been in an anime kick or a Always Sunny kick. That's basically what I've been watching.
I can't get on those kicks because I will start and do the entire series.
I just started Naruto 2 weeks ago, and I'm already on season 7. So
Now, people were talking in the chat. I caught a glimpse about Black Nick Fury. In case you guys didn't know, the reason really no one ever complains about that is because Ultimate Nick Fury was always
it's
going to
black.
be Samuel Jackson. Like
Exactly.
yeah. So they just adapted that version because Samuel Jackson. Now, I will say I'm a fan of classic Nick Fury. One of my
Yes.
favorite stories, I think it's called the Scorpio Prophecy.
Mhm.
It's Wolverine and Nick
Yeah.
Fury, and they go to a South American country, or no, they're in the middle of. No, they're not. He talks about Australia, the pygmy guy. Anyway, the story's really good. If I remember the exact name, I will recommend it on another podcast. And I do like espionage. I wish Marvel had a little more of that going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to Hawkeye playing a big role in the Black Widow film because the Budapest. They don't even have to show that.
Yeah.
scene.
See, that's what I was wondering. Are they going to show that because they bring that up in the first Avengers and stuff, and it's like, well, we know they're partners, right? They're basically side and side. We know they've gone on crazy shit together, but you haven't heard anything about Jeremy. What is it, Renner? Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't heard anything about him being in the movie. So is this like the origin story of how Black Widow starts off in like the orphanage that teaches her how to be a killer and stuff like that? is she even going to be working for Shield at this point, or is she going to be kind of like, she's going to have her red on her, retired extremely dangerous.
See, that's where I'm having the problem. It's like, what about the timeline? What about this? What about that? Too many, like the Riddler says, it's just too many questions. Just too
Yeah,
many.
that's
Too many.
that's
Too many
that's why the MCU announcements at Comic-Con, it's just kind of like, I don't even know where you kind of go from this. Like it, there's just, everyone has this, we've seen what the accumulation is over 11 years basically, or 10 years. It's like, well, where does this other shit fit in? Is it after the blip? Is it between stuff? Like where are we going? Because if we're gonna go in between stuff, don't retcon everything and fuck up the storyline that people love and know, because they built this shit up for 10 years. Don't start retconning it, because you're gonna lose money fucking quick, Marvel. And I know you're listening. Don't do it. We all know you're listening.
I don't know. There's there's usually just one movie you can get excited for.
Yeah, the Avengers movies. Like, I actually watched Age of Ultron the other day. God damn, that's a terrible fucking movie. That one just did not feel like an Avengers movie to me. Like, I watched it, I was just like, oh my god, like, I don't remember it being this fucking bad. It just felt like you were watching a movie where the actors were at a party, right? And they're just like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm not Robert Downey Jr., I'm Tony Stark. And he's just like, yeah, I got Iron Man suits and shit, and I can shoot pulse rays and all that. And it just felt so fucking, like, it felt really bad.
It's my least favorite Avengers film. Now,
Same.
I don't dislike it. I think the ending is too samey to the Battle of New York. It's, Ultron robots instead of Chitauri warriors, and Sokovia kind of just comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
So, I mean, my complaints are, I don't know. I really don't like James Spader as Ultron. I love James Spader, but I feel like we were all really impressed by the first trailer, and we were really blown away by the like the build and everything, because we're coming off that first Avengers high. But I don't know, man. Like, it was cool when it first came out for me, and there are some great set pieces. But like, I never want to watch that one. The first one, you can put on the first Avengers any day of the week, and I'm probably going to stop and watch it. Infinity War, same thing. Endgame, I've only seen it once, so I'm going to want to see that again. But Age of Ultron, I just was like, it's fine. It exists. I don't dislike it. I think it's got one of the better looking Captain America costumes. It's got some great one-liners, especially with Hawkeye. I think Hawkeye is one of the best characters in that film. But overall, at the end of the day, it's a passable one for me. Like, if you're saying you can watch, of the 23 MCU films, you can watch 10 of them, I don't think I'd pick that one.
Oh, Age of Ultron, I would never pick that in my top 10. That's like probably the last MCU movie I would pick, besides Captain Marvel.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, people are chiming in. Some like the scene. Some people are saying Ultron was too goofy.
Yeah, it just felt like they were kind of on the like that success high, right? It felt like they were trying to portray these characters, but it felt like they were kind of just like being themselves, but they were just like, well, I'm not Chris Evans, I'm Captain America, it just felt like they were just like really on their high, like, like the MCU's awesome, I'm making shitloads of money. And it kind of just felt like a party movie, right? They're like, we've been working our asses off, we made all this money, let's party.
Well,
So it just felt kind of dragged out.
I'm just very thankful that the Russo brothers stepped in.
That's
Because
why I think Age of Ultron is like mediocre to most people, because it's just like, well, that's before the Russo brothers started really coming in and doing their thing. But man, but here's the thing. So people are probably going to tell me that I'm crazy and crap like that. I really don't like Endgame. Endgame kind of sucks to me. And I know people are in the chat are going to be like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Damn you, Dark Tico. I really don't like it.
I think Okay, I only saw it once, so I can only remember it liking it. You can listen to the review, but
Oh no, yeah,
I
I've heard you
do
guys
believe,
review.
but I do firmly believe that as time goes on and people watch this movie more and more, the cracks will show and people will just go, they kind of got me with the emotion, but the story is not as tight as Infinity War or the first Avengers.
Oh, okay, there we go. Uncultured barbarian, you the man. He's got my back. He said this sucks. That's right, brother. Fight the power. No, I'm just kidding. See, Infinity War still like holds up. It's such a good goddamn movie. Like Thanos in it was fucking awesome.
I agreed. I think I've watched
Whoever
it 30
thought,
times.
yeah, whoever thought that the kid from Goonies, who was an asshole, doing his little, his weightlifting and stuff, would be the fucking man who kills all your favorite heroes. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, and the weirdest part too is after he played Thanos, like right after Deadpool 2 came out, and he was Cable.
Dude, Josh Brolin is fucking killing it right now. He plays some of the best characters.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his. I think he was great in Men in Black 3.
He was. As fucking young Tommy Lee Jones, I was like, God damn, fucking Josh Brolin is awesome.
Dude, you're getting a lot of love. People are shitting on Endgame.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fight the power, people. Fucking game. It's all about the Infinity War. Dude, so I know you've only seen it once, Jeff. How they introduced time travel, I fucking hate it, right? It's stupid as fuck. The fact that Doctor Strange, literally, Tony Stark has the Infinity Gauntlet, suicides himself, basically. And Doctor Strange does not grab the time gem and just reverse time on Iron Man to save him. Like, I know Robert Downey Jr. is an expensive fucking actor, but just, retire him. Like, just keep him alive because it's like, you built up the story. Like, he has a daughter and stuff like that, and he's married to Pepper Potts. And I think it would have been better if he was still alive and just retired. Have him hand things off to other people and give them responsibilities. Like, I know you hate, well, I don't know if you hate how Spider-Man really relies on Tony Stark and his tech and stuff like that. I know you have gripes with it, but I don't want to say you hate it because I don't know your whole opinion on it.
It's not Andrew Garfield, so that's hate.
Well, all right. Well, oh my God, can you imagine if Andrew Garfield was MCU Spider-Man?
Let's
Jesus
not.
Christ,
Let's
that
just
would be
not.
fucking terrible. Like, I actually kind of like Tom Holland. I think Tom Holland's a pretty good choice for a young Spider-Man. But can we get over young Spider-Man? Like, that's why I think I like the Sam Raimi stuff the most because yeah, he's in high school in the first one, and then boom, he's done. Like, okay, high school's over. Now I'm onto the real world. Now I have real world issues, college, girls, paying my bills, taking care of Aunt May. There is none of that.
No, there's none of that stuff. I mean, when we watched Spider-Man for the drunk commentary, I was just like, wow, this was all there. But I don't know. I'm not getting soft in my old age, but I will say I'm happy. Like, I don't like where Spider-Man movies are now, but at least I got the ones I wanted at one point in time. So I can't be too bitter. It's like, we've never made a great this. It's like, yeah, we had Spider-Man too. And I've watched it 100 times. I'm happy.
Agreed. You'll have to let me know if I cut out a little bit. I'm just stepping away from the computer for 1 sec, so if I cut out, just let me know. But yeah, I think the Raimi stuff is awesome. I like that he like you said, like I've read a few Spider-Man comics. I'm not really big into it like you are. My biggest comic craze was Batman. I'm a gigantic Batman comic fan. I love Batman. He's one of my favorites. But like you said, I like that they get him at a high school and he's kind of in that adult phase where he's kind of just like he's out of high school. He doesn't have to deal with like Flash Thompson for a while and stuff like that. And he's kind of dealing with his real world shit. He's got to make money, but he has this responsibility to use his powers for good. And he's also got his Mary Jane problems. He's got his MJ problems. He's got to make money. And I really like the Raimi stuff. I think the Raimi nailed it story wise.
Oh, I did too. When we did Spider-Man month a couple of years ago, back when we were in our earlier days of the channel, I broke down like what each Spider-Man movie adapted. So it's like part one adapts Amazing Fantasy 15 and Spider-Man 122 and something else and something else. Like, you go back and find the video, folks. I really don't.
You know, it's funny because like I love the Spider-Man films, the Raimi Spider-Man films. Those are fucking awesome. Like I remember I was in like 7th or 8th grade when the first Spider-Man came out. That was the biggest fucking movie ever. I saw that 3 times in 3 days. I went back and watched it again. Like that was such a good movie. Like so good. And then Spider-Man 2 came out and it just blew everyone out of the goddamn water.
Yeah, I was after I okay, it's weird. So I got back from vacation. My mom bought me the game. I beat it within one day, so I knew how the movie would go. But then I saw
Which one? The first Spider-Man game, right?
Spider-Man 2 is the one I got.
Oh god, I remember that game so much. That game was so awesome.
That was for years. That was the best Spider-Man game. And then I liked Spider-Man 3, the game, because it basically upped the graphics but kept the full city. And so that was a big deal.
I love that. I like that Electro was still in his original costume. That's how Electro is supposed to look.
Tim Riggs with 2 Super Chats rolling. He says, let's face it, MCU Phase 4 might as well be CW.
That's Phase 5, Tim Riggs. That's Phase 5.
Did you see the new Supergirl costume and all that other shit that's going on?
No, I could give a shit less about the CW stuff, dude. Like I watched the first 2 seasons of Arrow, which are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they introduce like Deathstroke and stuff like that, and that's pretty awesome because Deathstroke is one of my favorite DC characters. And then it kind of just like, you know, had a steep ass decline after that. I heard the Flash is good, but I could give a shit less about the Gotham, Supergirl. Like I could care less about that crap.
Chewbacca fan 0824 The Virgin says, I know you misogynists would hate Lady Thor.
You're on a channel. You're listening to world class bullshitters, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's Chewbacca fan 0824 The Virgin is actually.
I know. I love that guy's name.
I named him by inadvertently.
That's awesome.
We may not have a million Jeremy accounts, but we got Chewbacca 0824 fan The Virgin.
Yeah, and the Darth Vader's disembodied chart phallus is the best one.
That dude needs to start his own channel.
He does. Make it happen. Just be a burnt hot dog as your fucking profile pic, dude. People will subscribe.
Oh, what you should do is you should borrow Doomcock's gimmick, how you have the alerts and all this shit, and it just comes in. It's just like a poorly animated. It's like a picture of a hot dog moving back and forth with a Darth Vader helmet every time you speak, and just put a constant breathing sound over it. That would be great, hilarious.
That would be awesome.
So, are there any topics you want to cover tonight, man?
Basically, the MCU stuff, because I know that all that shit came out, and I know you're gonna have a busy week ahead of you, sir. I can't wait to hear Dion rage over the Lady Thor. I can't wait for that. Like once it came out today, I saw it. I was like, damn, I should have requested Dion as a guest because I would love to hear him just blow up on that. But basically, I was gonna talk like the celebration next year. So we were in Chicago for the last one. How do you think it's going to turn out in Anaheim? Because that's a whole new playing field.
Well, I mean, so the tickets are all sold out. So clearly there's demand for that. But I don't know where Star Wars is going to be next year, to be honest with you. We're a few months shy of Episode 9. Now, I know they're going to save it for D23 Expo, all this Star Wars news. But it feels like as Disney continues to buy up everything, nothing gets the attention. It comes out for a weekend, it's the most important thing in the world, and then it's next weekend the next Disney product, and you can't go see them all because they all come out in such quick succession. And with Star Wars, I almost feel like they're trying to get through it so they can move along, no pun intended, and get to the TV shows. They think I firmly believe Disney feels Disney Plus is their future, and we have The Mandalorian, we have the Cassian Andor show, we have all these new Marvel shows that are coming out.
Do we really need a Cassian Andor show?
Fuck no, really? And you know the answer.
I mean, we. Here's why I don't think the Cassian Andor show. Look at Jon Favreau is a great director and a great writer, right? He's done some great things. He's done the Iron Man movies. He's great in the MCU. I like Jon Favreau. My favorite Jon Favreau acting role is where he's the SWAT officer in The Replacements. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Jeff. If you haven't, Watch it. That's
Is that
John
a
Favreau.
is that a football movie?
It is. And John Favreau is a crazy SWAT officer, and he's like nuts. But I think he'll do okay on the Mandalorian as long as Kathleen Kennedy doesn't get her sausage fingers on it. I think it could be good, right? George Lucas directed what, 8 episodes, I think it was, and they got all these good people that are coming in and directing it, like directors that have actually done good movies and stuff and have good humor, but also good writing, right? And I think The Mandalorian could be good. But Cassian Andor, I get that they want to expand the Star Wars universe, but there's no point with how expansive the Star Wars lore is and how far it back in time it goes and how far it goes into the future. We need to get out of the between episode 3 and 4. Like we've been there, we've done that. Like explore other stuff. There's so much shit they can do, and they want to stay in this time zone because they know that it's the time where it was Star Wars was good, and you know it they can't put their they can't you know I guess what am I trying to say? They can't see beyond that. They can't see beyond, oh, let's fill in the gap between 3 and 4 because that's when Star Wars people like. They like the prequels and they like the OT. But there's nothing after that. There's nothing before that. Like there's so much fucking lore that they could touch on, and they just refuse to, and it drives me nuts.
Well, I think the reason they do, like with the Mandalorian, why there's original stormtroopers, is so they can hook that older audience. Like, even though I'm 30, I guess I'd be considered the older audience because I look at the new Sith troopers, I'm like, okay.
Oh god, those Sith troopers. First of all, fuck Disney for calling them Sith troopers. Kylo Ren ain't even a fucking Sith. Like, go fuck yourself, Disney. Okay? And two, if Kylo Ren was a Sith, he died in the trials in the ancient temples of Korriban, because that dude is a fucking crybaby bitch. I can't stand Kylo Ren.
Nor can I. And it's funny, they're actually switching him out at that Disneyland park.
What are they gonna put? Guy Blow Ren?
Darth Vader.
Oh, so they're actually adding an OT character?
Well,
Oh my god.
like some kind of like meet and greet option, and Kylo Ren has been taken out and replaced by Darth Vader, which it's like, yeah, Disney, you would want to, sell the original Star Wars, especially to people that are older, even than me, that want to go to Disney and like, I want to go experience living in Star Wars. I mean, why not?
I mean, why would you have Kylo Ren? What is he gonna sign your paper with? His tears? Like, fuck that guy.
The weird part is I actually like Adam Driver. He's like a cool dude and he's a good actor, but my god,
He is.
Character.
His character is so dumb. Like, they're like, oh, people hate Anakin because he was so crybaby-ish in the fucking sequel trilogy. Yet you replace him with a guy who literally cries in every movie.
And he has
at least Anakin held himself together at some points. Like, come on.
Yeah, like he broke when his mother was killed. I get that. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, my mom passed away when I was 21. I would have felt the same way, but it's just like, dude, like Kylo Ren sucks dick. He's such a terrible fucking character. And all these people and these celebrities on the internet like, oh, Kylo Ren is my favorite character. Fuck you. You ain't never seen fucking Star Wars. Like, Darth Vader is the best Sith Lord. Unless you go like farther back and you have like Darth Revan or Malik or Darth Malgus and shit like that, and you go into like the Old Republic stuff. Like, fuck Kylo Ren. That dude sucks balls.
Well, the heroes aren't much better.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, Kylo sucks so bad. He got beaten by a chick who'd never touched a lightsaber in her life.
And now we're supposed to feel like the epic conclusion to this story. The story never got epic.
Yeah, dude, that annoys me. That's the biggest thing that annoys me. It's the end to the Skywalker saga. Bitch, that shit ended in the 80s. Like, it's over. This ain't the Skywalker saga. This is the Rey saga. And it's not the epic conclusion. It's just the, oh, let's see how they try to fuck up this one. Or let's see how they try to retcon this story so they can not suck. And please don't make Luke drink milk out of that fucking monster tit again. Please. God, please no.
Somebody said Kylo would lose to a paper bag.
He would. What is it? In like not another teen movie where fucking Chris Evans loses his girl to that guy with the fucking plastic bag following him and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He lost his girlfriend to a guy with a paper bag floating by his head.
That's a really good movie. Underrated
Yeah.
too.
Oh God, dude, have you ever seen the meme? Because you know, in the end game, they're like, "Oh, Captain America, you're the ass of America." Did you see the meme where they put Captain America's ass in that scene from not another teen movie where he looks at the plaque and he's just like, "Oh yeah, still got it," and it's fucking Captain America's ass still there.
No, I have not.
Dude, it's so awesome. You're like, yes, the ass of America.
Well, at Comic-Con, they have that figure, and they actually placed him where he's like putting his ass out on the shelf. So I thought that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was actually pretty entertaining. See, we can give MCU all the shit because look at they have terrible fucking ideas when it comes to making movies. Sometimes, well, recently all the time. But the toy companies, they know how to sell it, man. They've been doing really good. Hasbro's been saving their ass. Like these companies are starting to really like be like, okay, well, fans like this, you know, let's make a toy out of it, and they make money off of it. They don't just sort of like, well, been there, done that, onto lesbianism and trannies and shit like that. Like,
Well, the toy companies are probably the most truest, like I guess, form of capitalism, where it's like we have to make a product people want to buy. And so, while Hasbro, I have a video coming about the Star Wars toys, so I'm not going to cover it too long. But there's nothing for Star Wars toys. But the Marvel
God no,
is
what are
so
we gonna get?
not well. I'll tell you, it's a lifelike Luke Skywalker 10-inch action figure.
Hey, if you guys didn't like seeing the Tower of Rose Ticos before, get ready because it's coming back. Like, what are we gonna get? The same fucking Emperor Palpatine where he's just got arm articulation and shit, and his arms just move up and down. There's no legs to him. Like, no one gives a fuck about Star Wars toys, man.
No, I have some statistics to talk about that later.
Oh, I can't wait for the video, man. Like every time you come up with a toy video, I'm like, oh, Jeff's gonna rip this thing a new asshole. Let's go.
Oh, it's because like some guy who runs a big YouTube toy channel was starting shit with somebody on Twitter, and I was like, all right, I'm back. So
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, I can't wait until Scott Mendelson fucks up and you go out. You can do another video about him. When you tear Scott Mendelson a new asshole, that's the best.
he's my favorite internet critic.
Yeah. And most would say he's the most annoying internet critic because that guy's a fucking shill, and that guy can go suck a fat one.
He is not as bad as John Campea, though.
Oh God, fucking John Campea, dude. I cannot how that guy still has how many fucking I'm looking that up real quick. Hold on. How many fucking subscribers does that guy have? Because
think
how does he have it? Like John Campea is the shilliest of all the shills. He's worse than Kevin fucking Smith. And it drives me nuts that people are just like, oh, he's like got the opinion of all. It's just like, dude, fuck John Campea.
and he doesn't care about his listeners either.
He has less than 200,000 subscribers. You guys will pass him in a year.
Boom.
Fuck that, dude. What are you guys at? 126,000 yet?
We passed 127 this week. We're actually on our upside, and we're happy.
Dude, you're only like 51,000 away from him. Make that happen.
Possible.
Dude, fuck John Campea. That guy's the biggest shill in the world. Like, I can't stand him. And dude, it's like I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I grew up on his movies. I know you're not supposed to watch them when you're a kid, bleh.
Did.
Dude, I did, and I love Kevin Smith movies like Clerks 2. I remember when that came out, dude. That was the best movie ever. Like that came out around the time when like Borat came out and stuff, and you're just like, man, people are edgy as fuck. Like they didn't give a shit. And now, dude, Borat and like Clerks 2, you couldn't make those movies today.
No, not at all.
Dude, I remember how offended people were at Borat. Oh my god, like that movie was so goddamn offensive, but so funny at the same time.
I saw that in theaters, and then I bought it on DVD, and I probably haven't watched it in 10 years, but I
Dude,
love
I
that
have a Borat poster. I love that movie.
he was
Dude,
everywhere for a minute.
dude, he was all over the place. That was the biggest movie ever. Like, and it was the most offensive movie at the time, and everyone loved it. And then 10 years later, it's like, oh, we can't do that no more. Like, man, it's offensive. Like, fuck that shit. This dude's got his like dick flapping around chasing a naked dude through a fucking hotel lobby and stuff. Like, so good.
What did you think of the movie Dogma?
Dude, Dogma's actually pretty good. Uh I I'm a big Jay and Silent Bob fan. I love when Jay and Silent Bob are in movies. Whenever they make their cameos, I love it. Like I'm a big fan of the Jay and Silent Bob. Like
Even
when
in
I saw the
Scream 3?
reboot, was that?
Even in Scream 3?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Because it's just, when they're there, you're just like, oh, well, it's gonna be some really dark ass jokes. And Jay's gonna you're like, oh well, how is Jay gonna cross the line this time? That's what I loved about him. You're just like, well, Jay crossed the line this time in the last movie. Let's see where he goes this time.
My favorite line in Clerks 2 is, yo, there he goes. Homeboy fucked the Martian.
Yeah, homeboy
Or
fucked the
first love
Martian once.
alien or whatever.
Yeah, right. What is it? Yo, this burger tastes like piss and flies.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Such a
fucking love that movie.
yeah. I don't know. Kevin Smith kind of just had his finger on the pulse back then.
Yeah, dude, that's what drives me nuts about Kevin Smith right now, dude. It literally, I had a feeling when I was watching this trailer, I was like, please don't let this be like super. I'm assuming you've seen Super Troopers 2.
No, I have not.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it for you, Jeff, because it's funny. It has its moments, right? It's funny, but the it's basically hitting on the same old jokes in the next movie. And I don't want them to do that. Like these guys are like Beer Fest is fucking hilarious. That's one of my favorite Club Dread movies. I fucking love that movie.
And mine
Beer
too.
Fest is, dude, Beer Fest is the best, dude. Like, I have a message. It says most urgent from America. And they kill the messenger with the beer kegs, dude. That shit is so funny.
Isn't that the guy from Psych?
Yeah, it is. He's like, excuse me, in Baron, I have a message from America, and it says most urgent. This shit is so good. But like, dude, they came out with Super Troopers 2, and it literally was joke for joke, dude. It's the same shit. It's literally almost the same movie, except it's in Canada instead of Vermont.
That's disappointing.
But it's like I want you to see it because there's some jokes in it that are pretty funny, and it has some funny jokes. But it's literally fucking peg for peg almost. Like, oh, remember this joke? The meow? Well, guess what? That's here. That's in this movie. Remember Car Ramrod and Farva wanting a liter of cola and shit? It's all there, man.
I just love the way you're describing it. A liter of cola and shit.
Yeah, liter of cola, and you like fucking the bear fucker? Well, guess what? That's in the movie too. You guys remember Bear Fucker, right? But dude, that's how the reboot trailer felt. It's just like, oh, it's like in the first 2 seconds when Jay does the goodbye horses, I feel like Kendo, dude. I'm just like, oh god damn it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Yeah, it was I know, is everything wrong with entertainment?
Dude, it was cringy as fuck, dude. Like, god damn it. And I don't have like Kevin Smith has lost his touch, but stop putting your fucking daughter in movies, please. Your daughter can't act. Like,
No.
at least his wife's not in it. Well, we don't know that yet, but she's probably gonna be with the what is it? The diamond thieves. I can't remember what their fucking group is called and stuff. She's like the Karen of the group. So, it's like, oh, great. I can't wait to see Karen 2.0.
She'll speak to your manager in hell.
Yeah. Sir, sir, it is ma'am.
Our friend Darth Vader's disembodied charred phallus says beer
There he
fest
is.
with the grandma. I like that sausage scene. Gam Gam was a whore.
Yeah. This is the mark of the whore.
Because that movie came out at the perfect time because I had just started German in high school.
Oh my god. Cloris Leachman is probably one of my favorite like granny actors besides like Betty White. Cloris Leachman was perfect for that role. This is
Oh,
the
Cloris
mark of
Leachman's
the
great.
whore. So you really were a whore. Dude, I love that movie.
She was in a great episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah. My favorite part of Beer Fest is like, getting me a little slap and pickle. I'm drunk. You're drunk. Everybody's drunk.
Barry Badgernaff.
Yeah. Drink your beer, asshole. Hey, eat that tomato in one bite, asshole.
The one that blew me away was Fink. I didn't realize that like he wasn't bald and all that other crap.
Yeah, right. that threw me off too. Him and the guy who plays, I can't remember their names in real life. I just remember them as their characters. But Fink and Landfill, they actually do a comedy routine together. They do all right. It's kind of funny.
I love how when Landfill dies, they're like, "Hi, I'm Tex, Landfill's brother. You can call me Landfill too. He's told me enough about you. I feel like I already know you guys." It's
Yeah,
just
right.
a weird plot point.
Yeah, I remember when Landfill farted an entire plum. I was plum surprised.
God, now I want to watch Beer Fest. I'm not,
Dude, it's these like Kevin Smith and the Club Dread guys, they used to take such risks and they come out with these like sequels to their movies and they like just are like, well, let's just do the same jokes because people will laugh at those. And it's just like, guys, be original. Like people like your shit. Like if you're original, people will laugh and you can keep doing stuff. Like where's Potfest? What the fuck is that? We've been waiting like what, fucking 10 years for that movie?
people really wanted that for the longest time. I was
It,
just like, oh, I don't know if it'll ever happen.
no, we all knew it was gonna happen when we saw the end credits. The only movie company that's like, oh, they're coming back is MCU. They're the only ones who have been consistent when saying like the Guardians will be back or Ant-Man and Wasp will be back. Other than that,
Well, they
if
borrowed
you
that
see,
from
they'll be
James
back.
Bond.
Was that?
They borrowed that from James Bond because all the movies.
Exactly, yeah. I've seen I remember like watching like Pierce Brosnan is my Bond, so I remember seeing that like Bond will return.
Which always makes me happy.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know how happy it makes you now, but it used to.
I like to try to remember the good times
Yeah,
before
right.
the dark times, before the Empire. Excuse me.
That's how I feel about Terminator. When Terminator Dark Fate trailer came out, I literally laughed in the theme song. I was like, ha 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 ha. Fuck you. Like,
Socialism S4 Figs says, keep up the good work and stay strong. Well, thank you very much, Socialism. Appreciate that.
you got compliment. It. Thank you, Socialism. How's it going down in Venezuela? No, I'm just kidding.
Now, I got tons of stuff planned for you guys. Like I said, tomorrow I'll get up in the morning and I'll finish the video, and that'll be out normal time. Then I'll be on the High Council. I'll be on the show with Jesse Milestone on Wednesday. We have an awesome debate. We're debating Empire versus Jedi just to finish out our Star Wars themed opening.
Oh, Empire all the fucking way, man. Who's it? Jesse? Jesse is going Return?
Yeah.
It's Empire, man. Empire all the goddamn way.
Well, I'm going to watch Empire Strikes Back, and I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to be prepared. So Wednesday, that's on her channel this week. But there's a lot of other stuff coming your way. I mean, I actually have this little orange book where I write down video ideas, and I think it's time to implement as many of those as possible.
Oh, dude. So excited. You guys got to hit, I'm sure you guys will hit fucking 200K by the time Star Wars Celebration hits. I mean, what's Jeremy at? Like 170 subscribers? 170,000?
I expect us to hit 200 by the end of the year. We've got some big Star Wars.
Yeah. I know. I think it's like the perfect time. I think I'm about to make a goddamn YouTube channel because Star Wars is. If you thought the shit hit the fan with The Last Jedi, oh, you were mistaken,
Yeah, this is the most broken trilogy ever.
dude. Like fucking Kevin Smith has more continuity in his movies than fucking Star Wars does right now.
Very true.
I mean, Jesus Christ, like, dude, Disney is just fucking just shit on a burrito and expects everyone to eat it, and everyone's like, I ain't eating that. Like, no, thank you. And they're just like, but it's good. Like, look at it. We got Kylo Ren and, a character that has the same name as two genders, Ray. Oh, we pulled that out of our ass so it doesn't offend nobody. It's like, go fuck yourselves, Disney.
Hmm.
And my girlfriend's listening to this, and she is a big Disney fan. But I fucking hate Lucasfilm right now. And Disney owns them. And, she doesn't like when I talk bad about Disney because she's a big Disney enthusiast, but god damn it.
Because
Like,
you're listening.
yeah, but Bay, I'm sorry. Disney can suck my ass. But dude, it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's the funny part about this. It's just like you're just waiting for literally the nuke is up in the air and it's coming down, and that was the last Jedi, and then Rise of Skywalker is gonna hit and the nuke's gonna explode, and it's just gonna be like, wow, that was a fucking shit show. It's coming. It's coming fast as the sound barrier, people. It's coming. And remember, if you don't like it, you're an ism. So make sure you stay strong. We still got another, what, 6, 7 months before it comes out?
Oh no, full 5. Less than 5.
5? Oh, God. It's going to be a total shit show in 5 months, guys. Get ready.
So,
It's
before we go, what else do you want to cover from Celebration?
uh honestly, I'm just ready for the next one because episode 9's going to come out and I am ready for the fucking shit show that it's gonna be because this celebration sold out faster than the one in Chicago. I get it. Star Wars Land opened up, blah blah blah, but the tickets sold out faster than Galaxy's Edge news came back that this park was total fucking garbage. You know, so I think people are kind of regretting buying their 5-day passes or their Jedi Master bundle packs or whatever the fuck they're called for like $1,000. Like, really, you're gonna give Disney $1,000 to cut the Funko Pop line? Like, bro, save your money. Like, feed a homeless guy at least. Shit, that'll do you better than that.
Well, I'm just going to meet the people like we did
Yeah,
this year.
I'm going to kick it with you guys, man. I'm going to get tipsy with you guys. I'm getting Dion White Girl wasted. It's on.
Oh, you do it.
Yeah, it's going. Nick and Dion are gonna be like sloppy blonde chicks at a college keg party.
The best will be Channel Dad Brian Lape trying to remember guys, we got to drive back tonight. It's like Lape, we don't have to drive, you do.
Yeah, remember, guys, if it's not this much hops, it's not good. I'm
When I went,
waiting for that.
he brewed us our own beer for the 100,000 subscriber special.
Did he really? Save me some. Save me some and
I
send me
haven't even
some.
picked it up yet. He was like, take some to Jesse Milestone. And I was like, sure. And then I never drove past his house to pick it up. So,
Oh, that's right. Brian Lape's a local to you, right?
yeah, he lives about 30 minutes away.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not at all.
Because you're out in what, Cincy?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never ventured that far east. Chicago is as far as I ventured east before. And I was just like, yeah, it's fucking cold out here. Fuck that.
There's stuff to do, but I'm not, tied to Ohio.
Yeah, I just moved back to AZ and it's today was 107 or 8 today. But I'm cool with heat. I grew up around it. Heat doesn't bug me. Dude, once humidity kicks in, I'm just like, kill me now. And like my girlfriend's family's from Texas, and they're like, "Let's go out to Texas in the summer." I'm like, you have lost your minds. Like, if you think I'm gonna go to Texas in the summer, like when it's like 90% humidity, no, hell no, I ain't going out there. No offense to any fans in Texas,
Yeah, I'm
but
not I've never had a good time in Texas, but I'm not going to shit on your state.
yeah, well, I've never been to Texas, and I can tell you right now, I probably wouldn't have a good time. Once that humidity hits me, I'd be like, nah, get me back on the plane. Let's go back to Arizona where it's at least dry heat.
I just enjoyed that they had In-N-Out Burger down there.
You and all right. So to the Texas people in the chat, In-N-Out Burger is yeah, it's good. Trust me, it's good. Where's the Whataburger
I've been to
love,
Whataburger
man?
in
Have you ever
Texas. I
had
wasn't
Whataburger,
impressed.
what? Oh man, Texas. Oh my goodness. Art CS. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about with the Whataburger love. What did you get, Jeff? Just the regular Whataburger, or did you get like the special one?
Oh, dude, I ate there after WrestleMania 32, so I don't remember. That was 2016, so we're talking
Oh,
over 3 years ago.
you gotta go again. Um, and get the green chili double, dude. That is like my favorite thing ever.
All right, I'll take a note of it. Green chili double. Next time I'm in Texas or wherever Whataburger is, I'll try
Just
it.
come to AZ, man. When you come to AZ, I'll take you there.
We'll go toy hunting and then we'll eat Whataburger.
Yeah, we can't do that shit out in Phoenix. There ain't nobody out here. You got to go to Tucson for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Tucson's got some good shops and they got good like collectors stores, like where they actually sell like NECA and like hot toys and stuff like that. So maybe you'll get it for a cheaper price, secondhand wise. But yeah, in Tucson they got a lot of stuff. But shit, out here they don't even sell hero clicks out here.
Really?
It's really tough to find them. And I've been calling around and I've been asking them if they're gonna, carry the WWE ones, and they're like, man, no one buys hero clicks. We're not gonna get into it. I'm just like, but I buy hero clicks. I'll fucking buy them. Just get me the starter pack and like 2 boosters. I'll come and buy them right then and there. But yeah, it's really slim pickings out here for toy wise, unless you go, Craigslist, eBay, and shit.
Yeah, but then you get screwed through the nose sometimes.
That's for damn sure you do. That's why I try not to buy from them because, dude, it's rough to buy to look at prices. Like when I was interested in the shadows, dude, some guy was selling the whole set for like $70, but it was just the main characters, and he didn't have any of the dual packs or the ships, and it was like a lot of repeats. So he had like 2 Leias and the bounty hunter outfit. He had like 2 Chewbacca's, crummy looking like Dash Rendar where the box is all fucked up. And this guy was asking so much money, so it's just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But who knows? Celebration could be good. Maybe that guy will still have the slave one in that shitty ass box, and I can talk him down to 80.
I think Salvador got one real cheap, so
Salvador, give it to me. I'm just kidding.
I'm telling you,
No,
man. If
shout
I
out to
see one out in
Salvador
public,
though. Salvador is awesome.
so it's getting close to midnight in my neck of the woods. So, is there anything you want to cover before we close it out? Because I'd love to stay up, but I got to be up super
Oh no,
early
you're
tomorrow.
good. I know you got to do your video and stuff, but thanks for hanging out with me, Jeff. I do appreciate it. And let's start the hashtag make Jeff like Whataburger.
Well, you were thanking me, but thank you, man. You flew all the way to Chicago to hang out. You're coming out to California to meet us
Yep.
next year. So, I appreciate that. We had a lot of fun. The meet and greet was so busy that I didn't really get to say as much as I wanted to, but, we're going to hang out again. So,
Well, I'm hoping because the last time I know you guys went and day drank,
Mhm.
I was kind of hoping to just do that with you. I bought my con ticket to just kind of walk around, maybe meet up with you guys beforehand and just hang out there a little bit. And then I kind of wanted to go day drinking with you guys because that's my thing.
That Friday would have been the perfect day because what happened is we went to the convention and they were like, we need to eat. Now, I am not a cheap person. Like when it comes to food, if it's good, if it's worth my money, I have no problems paying for it. But I don't want to pay for con food because it's never good. It's like you
Oh
kind
my
of get
god,
screwed
dude!
over.
Me and my buddy that was with me, we went to Giordano's uh, on Thursday, the night we got in and stuff. We both got in the morning. We went to Giordano's. We got a picture of beer, 11 wings, and the smallest pizza they have, which is like 6 slices. That shit was like $80. I was like, God damn, man. Fuck Chicago. It's expensive as fuck to eat out here.
That's how it was for us. I was gonna take us to dinner one night, but we never got to go. Then one night we went to Fogo de Chao. The bill was $500.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually kind of excited this one's in Anaheim because, like you said, there's In-N-Out Burger and stuff like that, which is fine. But at least it's, dude, Chicago felt like Vegas, man. It just was like overpriced to hell. And you're like, what the, like, it ain't anything fancy. Like, it's Chicago, bro. Like, I get it's Chicago deep dish and stuff like that. And you're in Chicago, but it's just pizza.
I spent $74 getting us pizza one day. The day we got snowed in,
Hmm.
which was the first day of the Game of Thrones season. We're laying
Yeah.
there like, who wants pizza, guys? They're like, oh, we'll get it. So we were laying there, and I ordered us Lou Malnati's, 2 pizzas and an order of these like fried cheese cubes was $74. I was like, damn.
Jesus Christ. Did they deliver it too?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fuck that, dude. Dude, it's funny when you guys got snowed in. So when I flew out, I had my flight there and my flight back. I
Yeah.
set it up. My buddy got stuck in the airport for 2 days when he was there. He
Oh
he flew
no.
because his mom works for the airline, so he was on standby. He got stuck there for 2 fucking days. Just snowed in. I was like, dude, that sucks. I'm like already home and working again. Like I'm chilling, not having to see snow anymore. And he's like, yeah, I'm still stuck in the airport. I'm like, that sucks. And dude, he had to literally like sleep with all his Star Wars toys in his arms so no one would steal his shit.
Oh,
Like it was so bad. I laughed really bad. I laughed pretty hard. I know you're not supposed to do that because he's my friend, blah blah blah. But I've known that guy for 17 years. I'm laughing at that shit.
well, at that point in your friendship, it's okay. If that
Oh
happened to
yeah,
Keon, I'd call him like, "How you doing, motherfucker?" and laugh at him.
yeah. That's what I did. I was like, "How's that airport?" And he's like, "It sucks." I'm like, "Well, that sucks. I'm over here and it's not snowing. It's beautiful out. It's nice. I'm home. I got all my Star Wars stuff safe with me."
Our final super chat of the evening comes from Philosopher Unknown. Thank you very much. He says, "Greetings from Arkansas. Jeff, come hang out, and you and the gang, or in the Northwest area. Sorry, come hang out, Jeff. You and the rest of the gang are in the Northwest area of the state. Surprisingly, some fun, interesting things around here.
In Arkansas?
Yeah, we've driven through Arkansas before, but I haven't been in close to 20 years.
Shit, I'm ready to do another Vegas trip, man. I haven't been to Vegas in a couple, like about a year, I think, or no, not even a year, like 6 months.
I'm
Me and
gonna
my
be out
girl try
there.
to go to Vegas like every year, so that's super fun.
Vegas is a lot of fun. I remember wanting to go as a kid, and we drove through it actually on a truck trip. But then I went back as an adult. It is one of my favorite places to go visit.
Yeah. The nice part about Vegas is you can drink on the strip. Like you don't have to sit at a bar and stuff. You can just go to a shop or just fucking throw your beer in your backpack and just drink on the road. Like just literally drink on the sidewalk. It's awesome.
Well, that's what I love about New Orleans.
Oh, see, I haven't been to New Orleans yet, but that's something I want to do.
If I had won, like, let's say I was like the richest man on the planet, the WCBS hangout would be in New Orleans,
Every year? I wouldn't doubt it.
and there'd probably be free booze on me.
All right. That sounds like a party to me,
Yeah, a lot
right?
of fun.
Yeah, you would go broke in like the first 2 years.
If I was the richest man on the planet, I'd be worth what, 100 and something billion? No, more.
Yeah, but with your this community and Dion and Kendo, well, Nick wouldn't last very long, but with Kendo and Dion and your entire fan base, oh, you'd be a broke man in like 2 to 3 years of that hangout.
Yeah, it's like, hey guys, let's drink again. I think
Yeah,
to
right.
be fair, I'd probably weed out half the audience because it would be so intense. They'd be like, I can't go, or they die.
Yeah, right. It's like hanging out with Pantera on tour. If you can't kick it and you can't hang, you can't go on tour with us. But
Oh,
who is it that brings you guys all the alcohol? Tim Riggs, right?
yep, he's in the chat or was earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Tim Riggs would be like, cool. I don't have to bring the Jose Cuervo or the Don Julio. It's already there.
Jeff's got it for everybody.
Yeah, right. What is that? A case of Don Julio? No, it's a pallet.
Yeah. Oh man. So folks, this has been a lot of fun. This is Darth Tico. He's in the chat all the time. You'll see him. He listens to almost everything we do. So if you see him, say hey. He's a cool dude. And if you want to get involved with one of these streams, all you got to do is join our Patreon and request it. So Tim Riggs is going to get his what was the movie he requested? Hold on, I took a screenshot of it.
Oh God, Tim Riggs, please. It can't be worse than Mother. Like really. Oh,
The Witch.
who was it? Oh, okay. No, it wasn't Tim Riggs. It was Swinging Cod. If he's in the chat, please don't let your movie be worse than Mother. Like I can't imagine what's worse than that.
Well, he was the first one. He was the one that picked Mother, so
Oh my
he's
God.
just trying to top himself.
Yeah, I still haven't listened to that Patreon live stream or that Patreon one because I'm just like I don't even want to hear the commentary for it because I heard that movie was so bad I can't even sit through the commentary. I'm like, I can't do it.
All right, so thanks again, folks, and as always, be excellent to each other.